Starting, and we're live, guys. We are live. We're back. The Nerdbender podcast is back, and we're here to talk about Nintendo.
Genesis,
Very interesting.
guys. Or Nintendo.
Who just said that? Who just said that?
Surprisingly, it was not me.
Genesis does with Nintendo. I still love Genesis, though. I love Genesis. But anyway, guys.
Anyway, back on topic.
Yes, but this is JaruJaruJ here. I'm glad that everyone is here to watch us talk about Nintendo. And what we have here today is also my colleagues. We have You Only Mate. What's up, You Only Mate?
I moved over a week ago, which is why I'm in a different room. Also, this is not my bedroom that I posted on Twitter. It's a different room of the house, so I won't disturb people while we're doing this.
Bathroom. Call him bathroom.
Yeah, because I totally have an Xbox and a Switch in my bathroom.
Who doesn't?
I think Max's bit is getting ruined. Introduce him.
All right. But anyway, we also have SpectralStar. What's up, SpectralStar?
Hey, everybody. Talking about Nintendo. I love it. Can't wait.
Who doesn't?
And returning as our guest from last time we were talking about, what was it, the last topic? Oh, it was Red versus Blue, excuse me.
Yep.
We have JaruJaruJ. What's up, JaruJaruJ?
Yo, not much. Reading Thor.
And as you saw the trailer made by Yang the Insane, we have a very special guest. And our special guest is none other than Max A Few Trades. What's up, Max A Few Trades?
I don't know. that wasn't supposed to go on for as long as it did.
Looked like you were sobbing.
I'm sorry, man.
I thought he was going to do like a peekaboo thing.
I don't even know what I was doing. I just thought it would be funny.
It was suffocating.
It was funny.
Introduce me.
And I've noticed the fans are asking, where's Amber? Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. Do you know why she couldn't make it, You Only Mate?
Because she doesn't know nothing about Nintendo.
Aside from Pokemon.
Aside from Pokemon.
She likes Pokemon, but apparently she don't know nothing else about nothing. And I call it disgraceful. I'm calling you out.
I would have thought that any person would know about Nintendo. I always thought that Nintendo was common knowledge to anybody, but it's just a surprise.
Mario's more recognizable than Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Oh, yes.
At least globally.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, before we get into the topic, I like to take this time to give our special guest a little shine to talk about himself, what he does for his YouTube channel and whatnot, and other things. So, Max Who Trades, tell us about yourself.
Crap. Okay.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
Yeah, you really did. I did not think that was a thing. Okay.
Probably should have warned you he was going to do that.
Yeah. Yes, I did. I should have. I'm sorry, man.
It's fine. It's okay. I'll just go through it rather quickly. Okay, if you don't know who I am, and that's very possible, I am the Max A Few Trades. It is a self-deprecating username, as I'm not good at many things. I am primarily a Let's Player. I play many games. I started February 7th of 2012. Been doing about 5 years now. Got about 8,000 subscribers to my name, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Woo, nice.
Awesome.
I've played many games. I believe I am currently on my 81st Let's Play.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Man.
I mean, some games are shorter than others, but yeah, this is the 81st one. I play pretty much anything. I mean, I started with Paper Mario. I played Banjo-Kazooie and Tales of Symphonia, Life is Strange, Limbo, everything, really.
Wow.
So
pretty much you're a well-rounded gamer, pretty much.
Yeah, I try to be as completely inclusive as I possibly can.
Yes.
I guess another thing, and what more people are likely to have at least heard of my name, is because I actually work on Death Battle itself as a researcher.
Awesome.
So that's pretty great. I'm pretty happy about that. I don't do nearly as much as people assume I do. but I do my best, and I try to make sure that episodes end the proper way.
Excellent.
That's really all there is to me.
All right, awesome. I'm really pleased that you're here with us talking about Nintendo. So I'd like to welcome you, man. Welcome you.
Hey, it's nice to be here.
All right. But anyway, before we also go into topic, I want to tell the viewers we're not going to be doing any topics on Death Battle. So don't ask anything about Death Battle.
I don't want to get fired.
Yes.
Yeah, we might do like some specific ones, just nothing like who's gonna win 4 versus Wonder Woman? Is this fight gonna happen? What's the next fight after? Or this fight? Or this? None of that.
It's funny because I do know the answers to all of those questions.
Yes, you do. So
and I'm keeping it to myself.
Yeah.
Good.
Who has a cell phone?
I'm pretty sure everyone.
Definitely not me. I threw it across the room. It's gone.
Yeah,
Well, we ruled out Jar.
Yeah, it's definitely not him.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I blame Spectral.
You caught me.
Should we kick him out?
Yeah,
we should
Nah, it's fine.
But anyway, so as you're here today, guys, we're going to be talking about Nintendo, but we're not just going to talk about Nintendo as in the video game company. We're even going to talk about what they used to be, believe it or not, 128 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been around for that freaking long, and that was a shock to me when I found out it's been around that long.
Yep, it's older than your grandparents, I assume.
Yes.
It's
But anyway,
probably older than my great grandparents actually. Like,
yeah, it was like 1889 is when the company Nintendo first was founded.
Yep.
And they first started making
Hanafuda cards.
Yeah, Hanafuda cards, like a playing card game kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say a children's card game?
Is it a children's card game?
I wouldn't have the slightest idea. All I know is I know they made Hanafuda cards. I don't know what Hanafuda is.
I was just trying to make a Yu-Gi-Oh reference there.
I'm aware of the reference. I get it.
I was actually wondering, like, if any of us have ever played that card game or something.
I'll look it up while we're talking about stuff.
All right, awesome. But yeah, like for almost a very long time, they've been making card games, and then they decided to go into different things. And no, they didn't go into video games just yet. Around like the 50s, I think it was like the 50s or something like that. They started doing.
They made toys basically.
Yes, they made toys.
They made toys. They made those extendo grabo hand thingies that you sometimes see them reference. They made vacuum cleaners. Yep. Basically, they were just throwing everything at the wall and trying to see what sticks. They dabbled in the love hotel business, which is exactly what you think it is.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god! Like, Nintendo is known for family entertainment, and they used to do these types of things back in the day. That's crazy, man.
It is. They don't really prefer to talk about that part, though. Nintendo's been known to deeply treasure its past and heritage and reference just about everything except that.
Mm.
Oh yeah, they also made one of those
Fair enough. How are you meant to reference that in Mario?
You don't. And they made one of those. I don't know what it's called, but it's like it shoots little like baseballs out, and you hit them with the bat.
Yeah,
they made one of those. Anyway, it says
the batting cages. Did they? No,
they didn't make a batting cage. It was just a toy.
Oh, it's a toy.
But I've seen it referenced in like WarioWare games and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Anyway, it says Hanafuda are playing cards of Japanese origin that are used to play a number of games. The name literally translates as flower cards. The name also refers to games played with those cards. So basically just kind of all-purpose cards, kind of like the standard deck of cards in America.
I see.
And that you can do a bunch of different games with them, technically.
Okay.
Apparently the baseball thing was called the Nintendo Ultra Machine.
Fair enough.
I never would have guessed that.
Wait, hold up. It says here, in the side thing, the playing time of a game of Hanafuda can last anywhere from 10 to 180 minutes.
Good God.
Wow. Oh, God.
So it's either
Are we
Uno
talking longer than Monopoly?
By the
I
way,
think
if you're seeing me laugh while looking at something, it's because I'm looking at the chat and puns have started.
Damn it, the hell, gang!
Where is the chat anyway? How would I find that?
If you just go onto Duo's channel, you'll find the live stream and you can look in the chat there.
I will be there.
Yeah.
Want to see what they say. Oh, holy hell, that actually has my face there on the image. That's not good. Oh, dear.
But anyway,
Anyway, one I saw was Yanni Insane saying, I can hardly believe that.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
that was bad.
So,
Sorry, Yang, that was
Yuck,
bad.
yuck.
and we got King Raolu II. You mean they Nintendo don't talk about that?
They don't.
Really?
Sorry.
What do you call a psychic midget that's broken from jail? Broken free from jail. It's a small, medium, at large.
That's worse than the horse joke. Just as bad.
And the other one I have is
That is
what
brilliant.
what do you call a sarcastic criminal going down the stairs? A condescending.
Oh, that's
Oh my
smart
god.
jokes. Oh, man.
Oh my god.
And that's all I've got. Let's go back to topic.
Let's go back to that. Okay, so they wait for him making card games. Then they started doing other ventures like making love hotels, even having
Brothels.
even having their own taxi company. They had their own taxi company, which is crazy. Then around the 70s, while companies that like consoles like the Odyssey, ColecoVision, Intellivision, Pong consoles, even Atari, Nintendo decided to make its own, video game division. They started, I believe, they started off with the Game and Watch. With that,
Yeah, basically calculators.
Right.
yes. Wait a minute.
Tiger
SpectralStar-
Electronic Games.
Yeah, like Tiger Electronic Games. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they even had their own Pong console.
Well, everyone did.
Yes, everyone did.
I did
And
not because I was born in 1995.
I learned
Very before my time.
like I said, I learned most of this stuff from AVGN about these Pong consoles and stuff. That Nintendo had a Pong console themselves, which was a shocker to me. So
Shouldn't be, but okay.
it was, yeah. But anyway, but then finally, there around 1980, there was the video game crash, where people didn't care about video games anymore.
How dare they?
Yeah, how dare they?
So yeah, you can blame a lot of factors for that. Most people blame a specific game, but really it wasn't like that at all. But there were problems. Nobody was really interested in games. Hey, I guess it's a passing fad. Let's all just move on. Well, then the lights and the heavens parted, and Shigeru Miyamoto descended from above and said, "Yo, check it! I got this game about a giant monkey." And everyone was all like, "Oh snap! I guess we were wrong." And after that, video games became a worldwide phenomenon.
Yes.
So, yep,
That
phenomenon.
Thank you, Jumpman.
Yeah, he was the jump man.
Yes.
Hey, if they still had those sex hotels going on, they might have made like Hump Man or something.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
You have to
Okay, I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Probably should have warned you. Star does that like a lot.
Yes.
Just what? What do I do? What happened? What just happened?
Jokes like that.
My God. I'm back. Where am I? Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Good enough.
Okay, that happened.
But,
I appreciate the straightforwardness of naming him Jumpman. It's like, what's his power? He can jump higher than normal.
Well,
I
not
appreciate
actually.
that.
Honestly, really, not even that. I mean, when you look at the old Donkey Kong arcade game, he was just jumping over like sideways barrels, which just about anybody could do. He didn't jump that high, all things considered.
Yeah, I guess
It
it's not
wasn't-
even really superhuman, but I mean,
It became superhuman eventually, but not at the time.
yeah.
Although I do find it odd that they decided to name him specifically Jumpman when they actually gave the other characters names.
That is a little odd.
Like They were Pauline and Donkey Kong, and what about the character you're playing as? He's Jumpman. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess stories in video games haven't really been invented yet, so I guess it doesn't matter.
What are we going to name this guy? He's a man, and what does he do? He jumps.
He jumps.
He also does
Jump Man.
He also does wicked cartwheels before he dies.
Hot dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. In place while floating.
And this barely has much to do with it, but I wanted to quickly bring up that the whole reason Mario looks the way he is purely due to design limitations. Like, he wears a hat because Miyamoto, by his own admission, isn't good at drawing hair. He has overalls, so you can see his arms move independently from his body without them getting, like, stuck together. And he has a mustache, so you can actually see where his nose is supposed to be.
Wow. I did not know that.
Oh,
I didn't know that was just like a...
I did not know that either.
Yeah, that's why Mario looks the way he does. And they've, kind of changed things here and there a little bit over the years, but for the most part, it's pretty much been exactly the same.
Right.
Huh.
Same story with Luigi, essentially. There's like, oh, okay, well, we want to make this a multiplayer game, so all right, well, let's take our Jumpman guy and let's give him a brada, and we'll make him green, and there you go.
It was said that the name Luigi was meant something else, like there was a reason why
yes, because and I don't remember the exact thing because I'm not an expert on the Japanese language, but it's like Lejaru, because it's something like that, and it basically means similar.
Right.
And for the sake of clarifying something that a lot of people are confused by, Wario and Waluigi are named the way they are because of in Japan there's the word waru, which means bad. So Waru Mario and Waru Luigi were bad Mario, bad Luigi. There you go.
Wow.
Simple as that.
Awesome.
Simple.
They have very simple reasons for the naming.
Exactly, but the thing is, like, people see it's like, okay, he's Wario, so just, replace the M with a W. That was just a fun coincidence, but when you saw Waluigi, it's like, okay, well, they weren't even trying. Well, no, to be fair, they weren't even trying before, it just worked out better that way.
Yes.
Don't I go with results, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Waluigi was going a bit too far. Yeah.
Okay, so
there he is, the abomination himself.
I still need to get around to unpacking my those.
Waluigi!
Too much coffee.
Where's my Waluigi game? I've been waiting for that. That isn't a Dance Dance Revolution.
Okay, to be fair, he was only like the first boss in that game.
Oh. Well,
it's
he's barely appeared in anything.
Granted, he's the reason why the whole thing started, but yeah, he kind of fades away after the first world. Unfortunate.
Wow.
I mean, there is a fan
He's
game. There's a fan game out there. It's Psycho Waluigi. I hear it's really good.
Oh, I'll have to check that out sometime.
Yes, it's like Waluigi with psychic powers.
Ooh.
It's scary.
That's terrifying.
But anyway,
is there any
go ahead.
origin to Yoshi's name?
No, if there is, I don't know it. I'll look it up, so then I will be able to flaunt this knowledge later.
Yes. But I do want to talk about the old NES console.
Never had one.
You never had an
Me neither.
NES? Wow.
I did.
Who did?
Me.
Oh, awesome.
One.
Oh, good. I was hoping I wasn't the only one.
Well, aren't you like an old man?
Yes. I'm 34, actually.
Yeah, see, there you go. 34. 30.
I didn't have one as a kid. I got one later on as an adult, though.
You are a decade older than me, so of course you had an NES.
Yes.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I grew up with I grew up with the NES. It was I played Mario and Duck Hunt. That was my afternoon.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Sounds like a fun afternoon.
But
it was. I played Mario forever.
Back in those big old box TVs.
The interesting thing about the NES, though, was at first people were concerned about releasing it because it was during the video game crash. And people thought, I don't think anyone's going to be interested in buying a video game console. So they decided to use a certain robot to help sell it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they marketed it as a toy, right?
Yes.
I am Rob.
Rob the robot. And
My games are terrible. Crap.
yeah,
But
there's only 2 games to it.
I know he has 2 games, and those 2 games are terrible.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Nintendo has never forgotten this tiny little robot man and his vast contributions, considering the fact that he was terrible. So, like, man, he's getting into Smash Brothers, so, like, I think he's okay with it.
Yeah, man, they made him so cool at Smash Brothers. Just
Fun fact.
They did.
Fun fact, Rob's first reappearance into the mainstream was in 2004 when he was a secret playable character in Mario Kart DS.
Wow.
Oh,
I had Mario Kart DS. I don't think I ever unlocked him.
Yeah.
I have it now.
feel like
I
I
have
knew
it.
that, but I
I need to
forgot.
unlock them now.
According to a 1993 Nintendo character guide, Yoshi is properly known as T. Yoshisaur Munchakoopas.
Oh my god.
Whoa, that's a mouthful.
Yeah,
It is.
That is a mouthful.
You may
Max, we
call
got a
him...
pun in the chat directed at you.
Oh, what?
Waiter, rob him of his pride, Max.
Never.
Papu's
Gonna give you credit, Yang. That was a good one.
Yeah, he's making some good ones, yeah.
Can't use that name and not be good at punmanship.
Yep, truth. But yeah, no, the NES was the original console I had, and then it was the N64, and that dominated the majority of my
you
childhood.
skipped a generation?
You
Yep.
skipped the Super Nintendo?
How could
Yeah.
you do that?
Because I had no money and I was a child.
Fair enough.
You want to hear something really bad?
That's a
I had
dumb
a
excuse.
Sega Master System.
It's a dumb excuse. Get out there and get a job, you 6-year-old.
Yeah, also, that is disgraceful. Disgusting. How dare you?
Yes.
Oh, if
Master
that's bad,
System.
it went from
No one even knows what that is.
The Master System, yeah.
Except old people like me.
I had one, though. I had Rampage. I had Rygar. I had
I love
cool games
Rampage.
on it. I think it was called Rygar. It was some kind of medieval game.
I never even had a single Sega console when I was growing up.
Rampage was in black and white on the Sega Master System, too. It was so underpowered. Couldn't even put colors on Rampage.
Beep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had the Sega Dreamcast. That was the only Sega console I ever owned.
Wow, really putting all your money on that horse, huh?
I
never
love
bought
the
anything. I got what
Dreamcast.
was given to me.
It was like,
Oh, the Dreamcast.
yes,
I love
I
that
see. This Dreamcast seems like the way of the future. It's just a
Controllers
safe-
were terrible.
Safe bet.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. The Nintendo 64 had a wonky controller too, but you know
Yes,
what?
it did.
Doesn't
I loved
matter. It was still amazing, and it worked.
Yeah.
Even if it looked like a trident.
Yes.
Main problem with the Sega Genesis is, or not Sega Genesis, Sega Dreamcast is that you got it for Sonic, and that was it.
Yep.
I felt like it was stabbing me the whole time, the Dreamcast controller. Like it was stabbing my hands or something. Like it was
Yeah,
so
it does that.
pointy everywhere.
It does that. It's angry. Why would you do this? Why would you buy this?
Marvel
It
vs.
had like the
Capcom
cartridge
2.
system in the back, and I never understood what
Resident
that
Evil
was
Code
for.
Veronica.
Code Veronica was awesome.
I
Yeah.
haven't played any Resident Evil games.
Me neither.
I know all about them, but I don't.
You're missing
No,
out.
I haven't actually played any of them.
You're missing out.
You got your,
Hell of a ride.
You got your Chris Redfield. He goes run around. He's gonna go punch some boulders. You got your Jill. She had a beret, but then she got a mind control, and then her hair turned blonde. And there's Wesker. He used to be a good guy, but then he turned into a bad guy, and he injected himself full of crazy juice, and then he turned into like some sort of gigantic monstrosity. But then he got blown up by a rocket launcher. But don't worry, it turns out he had a kid, and then that guy teamed up with some other lady, and they got into some shenanigans. Let me tell you.
You should play 1 through 3.
Oh yeah, I
Well,
forgot
1 through
about
4
that.
actually.
The nemesis, stars. That guy
That's
He
all
scared
the
the
fact
shit
check.
out of me as a kid, man.
with the
Yes.
with the rotty face and the tentacle wrists, and I'm like,
He had a
you
rocket
know-
launcher. He could sprint.
Yeah, it's like,
tentacle.
oh dang, what are we gonna do
man.
about this? That's the whole point of the game. You can't do anything about Nemesis. He's your
Right.
nemesis. He's
Unless
too
you-
big. He's
unless
too
you have a-
strong.
Unless you have a Game Shark giving you unlimited ammo and a rocket launcher, then you're all set. But other than that,
Or if you're playing that secret mode where you are the tofu.
I remember that.
With the submachine gun with no arms, it's just floating.
Evil, but I remember
Yeah, it was a floating block of tofu with a gun. Pew pew.
Yeah,
Rayman gun. Yeah.
Any ding dong who. Here's the thing. My family did have a Super Nintendo, but that was primarily my sister's, and I barely remember playing anything on it. I know we had Super Mario All Stars, so I played through I played through a bunch of those, but you know, I was a little tiny kid, and I was obviously phenomenally bad at them, so I never actually beat any of them at the time. My first console that was mine was the Nintendo 64. That's what I consider to be my first real console.
Good one to start on. Yeah.
It is.
Good stuff.
But you see, the
Star
thing
Fox,
is,
man.
well, yeah, but here's the thing. My family was phenomenally poor. You would not even believe how poor we were. So the fact that I actually got to own the dang system, holy crap, that's amazing. And I got 2 games. I got Bomberman 64 and I got Diddy Kong Racing, and I played those games forever.
I even did a Let's Play on Diddy Kong Racing not long ago.
I did.
It was good.
And I will be playing Bomberman 64 sometime in the future. But the thing is, because we were so poor, I couldn't ever buy new games, or rather, it was very rare. I got maybe 1 during Christmas or my birthday, if I was lucky. So most of the time, it was just having to rent games, because that's something you could used to do.
I loved renting games on Fridays just to rent.
Well, but the thing is, you have to realize is I had no real say in what I was getting, because my mom would just head over to a Hollywood Video and find a game that she thinks would look okay, and then I would just play that. That's what I'd be playing for a week.
So you never had a choice to rent the game?
I mean, I did sometimes, but more often she was just coming back from work and she wanted to surprise me.
I see.
So that's how I was able to play games such as... So I got to play games such as Glover and...
Glover!
And Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter, yes!
And Quest 64.
Quest 64!
So,
what an awful game.
Yeah, I got to play all manner of amazing... Buck Bumble. Can't forget about that guy. So I got to play a lot of really cool games. And every so often, if I was really lucky, I got to actually own a game. I got Paper Mario for Christmas once, and I was like, yeah.
I wish I got Paper Mario when I was younger. I never got to play any of the Paper Mario
games. But the alternative to that, you have to realize, is because I obviously couldn't afford some kind of magazine subscription, so I didn't know what games were out or what was good or any of that nonsense. And I didn't have any friends, so word of mouth also wasn't really a thing. So I didn't really have any idea what was popular, what wasn't. I just kept going, going through it.
The Nintendo booklets back then, that was the only way I could tell which next game was coming out, because they'd have a little pamphlet in there.
Because here's the thing. Let me tell you. So I went over to a neighbor's house once, and he had this game, and it was called Super Smash Brothers. And so I sat myself down, and I'm like, oh, that's Mario and Luigi, and, there's Yoshi, and there's Donkey Kong, and there's Pikachu and Jigglypuff. Who the hell are these other people? I don't know who these people... I have no idea who these people are. Are they original characters? I wouldn't have the slightest idea to know.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, these guys have their own games? I never heard of them.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool that you learned about the other franchises like that.
Well, yeah, it is.
That's kind of how I learned about Nintendo Series 2.
Yeah, the 64 Smash Brothers didn't have the same trophy system as the later games, but they did have small snippets of a biography of this is the character and here's where they're from, and I'm like, whoa, okay. So I tried to find some of those. Yeah, obviously it was really hard to play things like Earthbound at that point, but
yeah.
So it took until I was in middle school before I was finally able to play that. But fun story. I was unaware that Samus was even a human. I thought Samus was just a robot.
Yeah, I called her Metroid for most of my life.
Well, see, here's the thing. You're a dirty heathen, and you should be scorned and hated for that. I was like, oh, okay.
At least he wasn't.
Honestly,
right.
the first time
I'm gonna go on Smash Brothers, and I'm gonna play as this character. What's his character's name? Samus. Oh, okay, Metroid. Cool.
Metroid.
Get the hell out of
play
here.
Zelda, Pix Link.
It's like, oh dang, is that Zoldo? I'm gonna play that character. Link. Who the hell is Link? I want Zoldo. Get that noise out of here.
Link to what?
Past? I hate that game. I don't.
Oh man.
All right. Well, some people are asking some questions. One of them was
questions.
One of them is what was the most underrated Nintendo game you ever played?
Wii Music.
Which one?
Wii Music.
Wii Music.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Wii Music. I love that game.
Oh.
It's
You
me.
like blow into the Wii mode or something?
No,
Like,
that's
make a full
weird.
game?
You just push the buttons. You just like you hold it like a trumpet, and you push the buttons to play it like a trumpet. You're playing the drums, and you just go thump a dum bump bump bump. And you got the guitar. Well, you can't really do a guitar thing with it, but you can still sort of did it. So that's basically the point. You can have maracas, and you can have a guy in a cat suit, and their whole thing is just going, "Nyeh," and that's their song. And I liked that game. That was fun.
And you had tracks from like Zelda and
Yeah, there was a Zoldu song. There was
series.
F-Zero song. I think it was Mute City. And they had a bunch of other songs. You got like Material Girl from Madonna, and you had Daydream Believer from the Monkees. It was a grand old time, let me tell you. That was a good Christmas.
Yeah. Most underrated Nintendo game. I guess I'd have to go with Glover.
It's a
'Cause
good
no one
game,
knows-
yes.
I love that game. I grew up with that game, and no one knows what it is.
You play as a glove, you have a ball.
Yeah,
Genius.
it is.
It's like, oh, you thought he just had the bouncy ball? No. He's got a bowling ball. He's got a dinky little metal ball. You can turn it into the gem and break it, but that's not smart. And stuff like that. Gotta go fight your evil doppelganger, Evil Glover, who also fell in a cauldron.
I love the lore.
I miss when video games were silly like that. It's like, all right, so we got Glover. All right, let's put it in and let's see what the story is. Well, there's a wizard and he's doing some wizardy things, and then an explosion happened and his gloves flew off. One flew out the window, and that's the hero, and one fell in the cauldron and became green, and now that's the bad one. So do something about it. Like, that's all we need. That's all we needed, dude.
That's all we needed.
We don't need these intricate storylines with twists and turns. Like, dang, just
Dark
give me-
Souls lore.
give me some absurd nonsense once in a while. I'm cool with it. You know, like Splatoon. It's like, oh, hey, what's this game all about? Well, you see, the human race died off and got replaced by squids.
Yep.
And they play paintball. Okay, I'm good. Let's do this.
Cuphead story.
Civilization is based upon. It's just
That's why
You guys heard of
I
Cuphead?
love Nintendo. They just do not care, and I love it.
yep.
How about
Okay.
you, SpectralStar? What was most underrated game you ever played on Nintendo?
Underrated game. No. Friday the 13th.
Seriously?
Oh, man.
What?
Seriously?
Underrated. It was actually a
Disgusting.
decent game.
Monstrous.
What? What?
Who is this guy?
It was.
I didn't
Actually,
know there was a
they-
Friday
Very
the
big
13th game on a
hard.
Nintendo console.
Who gave this
It's
man
hard, but
a face?
I mean, it's got some flaws.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Yeah, take your face away. You don't deserve it.
Harsh.
It was a good game, though. Oh, my face is still there. Well, it's
That's
Not for
crazy. You
But yeah,
actually like that game?
yeah.
That-
Yeah,
Wow.
I've heard
That's
nothing but people
Trying to beat it. Like,
mock that game. Like,
geez, I still ain't beat it. But I think it's a good game, and I came close a few times. But that's the most underrated Nintendo game I can think of. It was fun.
Underrated as in popularity or underrated as in hatred?
because I'm pretty sure
It
people
was
hate that.
it was hated at a very high rate. So,
Yes.
but popularity, and I
Waluigi.
guess I don't know.
Oh.
It was just underrated in terms of gameplay, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, your only mate?
I've been trying to think of one for ages, and I cannot actually do it.
Classic British excuses.
Ugh.
So, do you want me to go? Do you want me to go then?
Yeah, sure. I'll try and
Alright.
keep thinking.
All right. ActRaiser for Super Nintendo.
Yeah, see, okay, there you go. That's actually a game.
Yes.
Not like that other guy. See, he's
I
like,
mean-
it's like it's a game. Yeah. That's the game. That's the game where you play as like a little Cupid dude, but then you also turn into like a buff dude and you start hitting stuff, right?
Right. Yes.
Cool.
And you pretty much play God, where you're like recreating the world and stuff.
It's a great game. Yeah.
It's an awesome game. Not so much about the second game. The second game for ActRaiser, I was not a big fan of that, but the first one was just great. Part of me kind of wants a remake of that game, but I don't know. I kind of want to keep it as where it is.
I mean, we are in the great era of revivals and reboots, so anything is possible at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not everything. I mean, there was those. I mean, the guys who made Booger Man tried to kickstart a reboot, and that did not go through.
Who would want to have a reboot with Booger Man anyway?
It was like, oh no, we really think this is good. There's opportunity here. It's like, fun fact, dude, it ain't the '90s. Gross humor ain't as popular as it used to be. I'm sorry.
What would you rather play, Booger Man or Friday the 13th?
Booger Man. At least it's a video game.
SpectralStar. Why you have to?
I had to ask. Huh?
Why?
Got ourselves a blood feud over here.
What? It's just a question. Just a simple question.
It's just question why you have to be mad.
But have you thought of anything you only made?
I can't think of one.
Disgraceful!
It might just be because I've loved every Nintendo game I played, and I can't think of one that I think is underrated in some way or shape or form.
Oh,
I don't know.
How about worst peripherals for Nintendo?
Well, to be fair about the peripherals, they don't make those anymore. Really.
No.
Like the last thing I guess was kind of the Wii wheel, but you know, like that's nothing.
Yeah.
I just like I'm gonna have to like just flat out abstain from this because I never bought any of those peripherals because they were all for the NES and I'm not a grandfather.
Right. Ow. Ow.
Damn.
You savage.
Savage.
But anyway, I'll tell you the worst peripheral I ever owned for the NES. It was the U-Force. Like,
is that thing that it was supposed to be like a replacement for the controller? You just sort of put your hands in front of the thing.
Yes, you put your hands on, like there was like a quote unquote power field, and you're supposed to control whatever you're playing with your hands
instead of a controller, which is so much easier.
Yes, but the thing is like I tried it as a kid. I'm like, how the hell does this thing work? And I even tried playing Punch Out and Top Gun with it, and nothing. The thing was, my mom bought it for me. She thought, oh, it's Nintendo, so I'll buy it for my son. And that was the thing with my mom, you know, back in the day. She would, anything that had to do with Nintendo, she would buy it at the flea market and say, maybe this will work with your Nintendo. Give it a try. And the worst one I ever owned was the U-Force, because it just, to me, it didn't work. Plus,
it's like, oh, geez, man, how does this thing work? Surprise, fool, it doesn't.
No. Although I didn't bother to read the instructions because I was a kid. I didn't like to read. So,
to be fair, when you're a kid, who reads the instructions?
I'm 24 and I hate reading.
French is dead.
If I get a new game, I don't read the instructions. I just dive right in and figure out the controls. It's more fun. They
don't even give the instructions anymore. The days of the instruction booklet are long gone.
It's just tutorials now.
It's
which
a
is
page
annoying. It's annoying because they smelt nice.
They did. And the art was good.
Well, no. Look? Is anybody really gonna try and tell me that when you bought a new game, the first thing you didn't do was open it and then sniff it?
Oh, it does have that game smell.
It smells like new video game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you don't touch the booklet, you can like come back 5 years later and it still smells new. Why do people think this is weird? It's not.
I'm just amused. I'm easily amused.
You can't smell digital. You can't smell digital.
You just can't. No. It smells like exhaust.
I don't know about worst peripheral, but worst peripheral was the Power Glove. I love the Power Glove.
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
I had to be the one to say it.
Yes. Here's the thing. I never owned a Power Glove when I was younger. After watching The Wizard, I wanted one. I said, I wanted one. But then after watching AVGN and how the Power Glove works, I'm like, it really doesn't work.
No,
except for a few games. But other than that, it's like it's trash. It's garbage.
It is.
Yeah. It's very
It looked
cool
cool.
looking trash.
It is cool.
yeah.
It makes an excellent prop.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it ruined my childhood because as a kid I wanted a Power Glove.
Wow. If that's the epitome of badness in your childhood, then you had one privileged life.
Oh.
It's like, man, everything was going great. Then the Power Glove happened, and it all just went downhill.
It killed my family. It just
Like, God, like, dang, I just wanted to play video games in a unique and quirky manner, and then boom, everything just blah.
It burned my house down. Ruined my relationships.
Kicked my dog. Get out of here with that.
You love that Power Glove more than you love me.
Oh man, now I want a parody where instead of the Infinity Gauntlet, it's the Power Glove, and I'm sure that exists somewhere.
I
have to
just
acquire, like,
saw a pun in the chat. I
Infinity-
think you guys will appreciate.
I probably will.
What's that?
You could say the gloves were off when people saw the flaws in those things.
But shh,
Who said that?
you did. It was you.
what a twist!
It was you.
That's like Shyamalan's are real.
He has an alternate
You
account
just
where
think you heard it.
he's just throwing puns everywhere, and then he tries to pretend that he is not a fan of them.
Duo is Yang.
Psychoanalysis.
Insane.
If they ever were to remake Glover,
And Weiss from nowhere.
I would be disappointed if there wasn't like a hack or a cheat code where it turned one of the gloves into the Power Glove. Like
That would have been neat.
that would have been neat.
But also, cheat codes aren't a thing either anymore.
True.
Mm.
Which is kind of sad.
You want a cool new costume for a character or something? Gonna have to give me 99 cents, fool.
Yeah, right. Come on.
I was like,
It
man,
is-
what happened to the days of old when you're just playing Tony Hawk and you mind your own business and wham, now you're playing a Shrek.
I think I would have lost my shit if that happened to me.
Well, to be fair, it did. That's not even an exaggeration. It wasn't a joke. That's it's like in Tony Hawk's Underground 2 or something. Yeah, you
I
can play
remember
Shrek.
Spider-Man and Snake, like Solid Snake.
Yeah, those were playable.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Shrek is the most outlandish of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Easily the least aerodynamic.
And because I remember vividly because it was like everyone, you had like the tag thing, so you could like spray paint a thing, and he was the only character that didn't use spray paint. He just belched, and the gas made the paint print.
That's
It was
I'm not surprised.
That's so great.
But that is
so
amazing.
it was like that. I was like, I was already sold, but that's some extra detail there. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
That's dedication to a bit right there. That's
It is.
fantastic.
Worst peripheral I'd have to say is anything with motion controls. Motion controls.
Okay, well, hang on.
Anything.
Hold up. I need to know how mad to be at you. So hold up.
Me too, actually.
Are we talking old timey? Are we talking modern?
Anytimey.
So
Anytimey.
so any type of motion controls whatsoever. It's like this guy sat down, took out a piece of paper and wrote down. It's like, all right, how am I going to make this guy mad? I'm gonna write them all down, and I'm just gonna keep throwing them at him until he has a fit.
Are you
That's
about
you.
to melt down yet?
Like I am not appreciating the slander that is being
Let
spewed
the
from your
hate
face.
flow. Let the hate flow within you.
Disgusting. I don't even know what kind of accent that is. Alabamian.
Maybe, no, Tennessee.
Oh,
Maybe the zapper
You're only 10 IC.
would be okay. The zapper and the power scope from
Well, the thing about the
Super Scope 6.
Super Scope was
Super
pretty
Scope.
neat.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
The thing
it was
about the
the power
zapper is
scope.
all you had to do is point that thing at a light bulb. Instantaneous winning.
Yeah.
does that actually
Shoot so much
work,
light
though?
across the
I heard,
room.
I
Yeah, it
heard
does.
that's only a myth. I heard
Yeah,
that was
well,
only a myth.
I heard you're only a myth, and yet here you are. So maybe.
Oh, what the hell?
The myth of Duo Dreamer. It's like only heard in whispers.
Some say he makes videos on the YouTube.
Some say
No one's ever seen
haunts
them.
children's dreams. Like what?
Crusher of children's dreams.
And you know he was there if he leaves the hat.
Yes.
It's like a calling
That's the scene of the crime.
Yeah. It's like, oh dang. This was either Duo Dreamer breaking into my house or Terry Bogard, and I think one's the other.
Oh man. Now I liked the modern motion controls. Like I loved when I got the Wii game. Like it was like when we got my first Wii console. We got like Twilight Princess and all the Wii games that just came with it. And
all of them.
Yeah, it was like a big package. Like not all the Wii games, like all the default
okay.
Like tanks.
Holy hell, you have every Wii game ever made?
No, it was just like
Don't you love the implementation?
Because I'm going to be honest, that's like 70% shovelware.
I really
basically
enjoyed
this is how you swing your sword.
The Bachelor.
Just did that over and over again.
I freaking
always slice the same way practically.
I freaking love the Wii. It has a lot of really amazing games on it, but like there are a lot because it was cheap to make games for. So it was like any reality show that ever existed, they got a game, and I use that term loosely.
The Bachelor, the game.
M&M kart racing. My car doesn't move fast enough to go up the slope. That's an actual problem in the game, by the way.
Wow.
If you didn't have
that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I have standards and quality, unlike some people. But I'm just saying because in that game,
savage.
I am in that game. If your car,
so happy Jaru's here because I love hearing him laugh at this.
If your car wasn't
He's losing it.
If your cart's not going fast enough in that game, and you try to go up like a steep slope, you just fall back down. It's like this is a bad kart racer. You did not even test this.
Oh man. Yeah, no. My favorite, I love the Twilight Princess, of course, but my favorite Wii game that we just got was this one. I forget what it's called. It was like a packaged, it was a bunch of small games, but it was one where you control tanks, and it's from a top-down perspective, and you point with the Wii remote to choose where you're aiming at, and your goal was just to navigate some terrain and shoot the other tanks. Oh my god! And
the fidget spinner's back.
And I don't know. I don't even remember what it's called, but I loved that game because it was super unique. Like there was different types of tanks that you would have to kill. Like they would have there was homing, and then there was rapid fire, and then there was really fast tanks that didn't shoot very far. And it was it was just really cool. I wasn't all down on the motion controls.
Are you sure the game you weren't playing was just called Tank Tank Tank?
It's Nintendo, so that could be very well what it was called.
No, because I looked it up. There's a game. It's Tank Tank Tank.
Oh,
but it doesn't look like it's in top down, so I don't think that's what you're talking about. Plus, it has a 45% approval rating on Metacritic. So,
it's part of Wii Play, and it's a tank. It's just called Tanks.
Oh, creative. Awkward silence.
Awkward.
The only time I think that Nintendo tried to get the motion controls right was Skyward Sword. No,
I never played Skyward Sword.
That's one of the few Zelda games I've never even played.
Everybody hates that game.
Honestly,
I haven't played that one.
No,
yet,
here's the thing, though. I can say with 100% certainty, and I mean this, because I've seen enough of the game to at least know that much, that it is a good game, and people who say it's a bad game are the stupid.
The one that can't play it right.
Because here's the thing. There's a never-ending cycle when it comes to Zelda games, okay? A Zelda game comes out. It's the greatest thing to ever happen in the history of ever. Or it's absolutely horrible and I hate it, it's awful, get that out of my face. It's one of those two. And then it switches over immediately. And it's really weird. So it's like, okay, so we got Ocarina of Time, right? Oh, this is real, real good. I like this. Okay, now I got Majora's Mask, and everything's fine. All right, everything's all okay. But then we get Wind Waker, and it's like, no, it's too cartoony. We're angry about this. And now what? Now what do you think? Let me tell you. Okay. Wind Waker is like everyone considers it. Oh, dang, it's a masterpiece. And what do people say about Ocarina of Time these days? Oh, the other game is overrated. I'm too good for it. Like, get out of my house.
Oh God, yeah, I hate when people do that. I hate when people do that.
So that's just the facts.
I mean, I won't say that I don't like.
Freaking love Ocarina of Time.
I love Ocarina of Time.
I've got this with me.
Wow, nice.
Look, at worst, a Zelda game it might only ever like get down to maybe like a 3 out of 5 at worst.
Yeah.
And don't bring up the CDI stuff because nobody cares.
Nobody cares about that. We never heard of CDI. We never heard of those CDI games.
Made by
Gamelon.
Philips, the screwdriver. They made a game.
But yeah, like I do enjoy more modern Zelda games more than Ocarina of Time.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's just because
game.
of obviously.
Yeah.
When it comes to Zelda, I was more of a Link to the Past guy.
Yeah, well, again, we previously established how old you are, so that's of course your answer.
Wow.
It's like, oh, hey, everybody, let's talk about Mario. What do you like? Oh, I like Mario Sunshine. I'm a pretty big fan of Mario Galaxy. Oh, what about you, Duo? Well, I like Super Mario 3. And I'm like,
how did you know?
Because what else would it be? You're old.
And it's one of the best Super Mario games ever made.
Yes.
Look, I'm not going to say it's not.
You want to be on another podcast one of these days because I'm loving this.
Look, fine. Look, here's the thing, okay? I understand Mario 3 is a phenomenal game, but of course that's going to be your answer. What else were you going to say? You're in your 30s. What are you going to say? It's like, oh, well, actually, my favorite was actually 3D World. It's like, no, you're not going to say that. You're going to say Mario Brothers 3 because that's what everybody in the 80s ever says.
I'll give you that. Or I could have said Super Mario World.
Man, dude, you should like treat yourself to some like ice cream or something after this. Like, put something cold on those burns, because
hey,
because you got roasted.
It's entertaining to the viewers, so I'm happy about it. Okay.
Okay.
So I am not all that.
Okay, good, because I doubt it's the last time I'm doing it.
Okay.
It's all involuntary. I don't mean to do any of these things. It just happens.
No. Like I said, be yourself, be honest, and that's what makes this podcast great, you know?
I'm going to sound like I'm at an insult to injury here, Duo.
What?
Yang just put in the chat, welcome to the podcast where Max gives Duo a fatal roast with his fury.
Yang! What did I say about doing puns on my hat? It's off limits! Off limits!
Hi, I'm Captain America.
You should watch this infomercial about the birds and the bees, starring me in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started with Spider-Man: Homecoming at the post credit. I was so pissed off, man.
I love that.
I never watched them.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alerts.
I don't care about spoilers. What was the end credit thingy?
Oh, God.
It's just Captain America talking about patience.
Oh, okay.
And then asking, how many more of these am I going to do?
Oh. Yeah, I'm Captain America. Hi.
Man, his neck.
His eyes are so big.
Thick. Like, look at his neck. It's just... He's got those weird, like, neck muscles.
You're messing with my physique.
That's old school Cap, isn't it?
Yeah, don't make me get my good buddy Stanky Leg Hulk.
I thought that was Shrek.
No, but look at him. Look at him. He actually has just a wonk leg.
It's my swamp. I broke my leg in this swamp. It's mine.
Yeah.
Man,
do some
no rehabilitation in this swamp with my leg.
Speaking of characters with wonky legs, I've had to deal with them constantly referring to Thor's alter ego as lame because his leg is like bad. That's why he uses a cane. So they're constantly calling him lame because that's what that meant back then.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Thor doesn't even have that secret identity anymore.
Yeah.
And like,
it's just
no continuity is that a thing anybody uses anymore. Because why? It's like, no, man, he's just the freaking god of thunder. He doesn't need to he doesn't need to turn into a guy with a cane.
Yeah.
It's dumb. The closest I've seen was in the Avengers Mightiest Heroes thingy where everybody got depowered and Thor, like, he's like, oh, well, whatever, I'm still Thor. I'm going to go beat this guy up. And then he gets his leg broken. So he has to walk around with a crutch for a while. And that was like the reference.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. I like what you did there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this
Was this Spiderman?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
That's Spiderman.
But yeah,
It looks like all your toys are made out of Jello.
These are.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They're like,
Look at the camera.
look, straight up, legitimately. I'm gonna tell you how I got these. So I'm minding my own business. I'm sitting in my room, and my dad walks in, and he dumps these on my desk, and then he leaves. Okay.
Okay, then.
I
He
guess
didn't even tell you not to eat them?
story.
No, I asked him, and he was like, "No, I just saw them at the toy store. I thought you'd like them, and I do."
Oh, man. It's great.
They're awesome.
All right. There was a question on the chat. They were asking us what was our most favorite and least favorite Nintendo console.
Oh boy, that's rough.
Okay. Also, just gonna throw this right out here. You can't say Virtual Boy.
I never
That's a
owned it, so I'm not.
No,
That's
I'm
actually
saying-
good. Thank
that
you.
in there.
No,
Thank
I'm
you
just
for
saying
that,
because
yeah.
that's a cop out. That's a cop out. You could just say, "Oh,
It is a
my,
cop-out.
my least favorite is the Virtual Boy." It's like, yeah, okay. What about a real console?
Oh, are we talking least favorite consoles now?
Least favorite and most favorite.
Oh,
Least
okay.
favorite, most favorite.
I mean, I don't know. Let me think.
There's at least two people going to get the same answer. Going to give the same answer.
I mean, I guess I gotta say the Nintendo 64 is my favorite
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because it's my first, and there's still a lot of really good games on that.
Yeah,
Um,
it aged very well.
And as for the worst, I mean, even the worsts are still good.
Yeah.
Like everyone will say, "Oh man, the Wii U, what a disappointment!" Not really. Just because nobody bought it doesn't mean it ain't good. There are a lot of really
I have
good
my
games
Wii
on
U
that.
like right there in front of me.
Not everybody
It's
bought that.
In
It's
this
really
day and age,
it's really freaking good.
everything's so high tech nowadays. They're like, my Wii U doesn't clean my room and make breakfast for me. What is this garbage? Like,
Look, I'm not
What did
saying
I buy you for?
Look, I'm not saying I would buy a Nin toaster, but I would.
I would.
I would too.
I wanted
No,
to
man.
like toast
No, like
a
it toasts.
shit
No,
Mario's
like
face.
it toasts the bread and it pops out and it's like boom, Nintendo 64 logo thingy on it. Like yeah, get the butter.
Boom! Mario's face that talks.
The Nintendo butter.
Wait, how
It's
did
me,
you talk?
Mario.
It's like sweet.
Toast is ready.
My toast is talking to me.
And then you're like, I found talking toast. I'm rich.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, until it goes bad.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Farewell, Mario Toast. You've served me well.
Look, talking penicillin.
Your least favorite?
Old Drippy? Someone was talking about talking penicillin. That's Old Drippy.
Old Drippy.
Yeah, from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh,
I
I haven't
missed
seen
it.
much of that show.
You are all heathens.
I know. Everyone is very clear that I'm a
I
human.
never came across it on TV while growing up.
Just look, I swear. If you guys aren't geezers, you're babies. Like, my God.
That laugh, man.
I'm just saying, well, on the left, we've got the geriatric, and on the right, we've got these. I don't even know. They don't even have, like, facial hair yet. Like,
I have a beard. Come on. You can't see it because it only shows the forehead of my icon, but I have one.
Using the power of his beard against us. Damn him.
It's
Have
true. Your
this.
beard's so awesome. Like, come on. I wish I could have a beard that awesome.
All right. SpectralStar, what's your most favorite and least favorite Nintendo console?
Oh boy. Let's see.
how will
So-
he offend me this time?
Sorry, I saw someone in the chat by C Spadina. Max a few roasts.
Right?
Yeah.
Make some mini roasts. I'm just gonna have to go with least favorite NES, most favorite N64. Actually, no wait, Super Nintendo.
Fair enough. I was actually gonna say NES because for my least favorite because it was like I never had one, but then at the same time I didn't
Yeah.
want to like offend
people.
offend the dude specifically. You know the dude. You know who I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, the guy with the hat. Yeah,
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
you don't.
Wait. I might be wearing a hat. You don't know.
Because I knew he would be all offended by that, so I thought, no, I'm gonna let that be. I'm gonna let him have that. But then I forgot. We've got tactless Johnny over here.
I'm assuming that's me.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're Tactless Johnny.
Okay.
That's your new nickname, bro.
Because
Tact
like
is
I don't
bad.
care. I don't care about your feelings.
Nope. But I still love you. Oh my God, his crotch. Is that his crotch or his buns? I can't tell.
That's Tracer.
That's Tracer.
Oh, that's her crotch. Her buns.
That's her butt. Come on.
And he's talking to me about tact, and he puts all this ass in our face. And look at his face.
Oh God, I'm laughing too loud. I'm gonna scare the neighbors.
I'm sorry.
That side angle glare.
I can imagine your neighbors now.
I wish I could
God,
put that in,
there's
like, a
laughing
meme,
coming
just
from
like,
that house.
oh.
Something is wrong. What is happening?
Look, I've put this off the rails too much. Just talk about stuff.
Okay.
All
Right. Least
Silver Dreamer, console.
favorite and least favorite. Problem is I haven't really owned that many Nintendo consoles unless we're counting handhelds. I've only owned the GameCube, Wii U, and the Switch.
So, most of them.
Yeah.
All right then.
It's like, oh, well, here's the problem. You see, I don't own a lot of the Nintendo systems, just all of the ones of the modern era.
You got a Switch, right? You said you had a Switch, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
I have one. It took forever to get.
New console.
Oh, did you wait?
I got stupidly lucky.
Yeah.
I went to the store, bought mine.
I had to buy a
in the
Splatoon bundle,
house.
which is fine because I like Splatoon and I wanted it anyway, but still.
Nice.
Let's see.
Oh, the bundle. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I honestly
That's a nice
think
bundle.
I'm gonna say, just because I have more experience, like playing all the others and all these like really fun memories, I'm gonna have to say, just because I haven't really played a lot on it, I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I'm gonna say my least favorite is the Switch. So far.
So far, okay.
I don't have a
But-
prop to equally, like, show my disgust.
I only have Breath of the Wild on it.
That should be enough! That's enough!
Yeah, it's amazing. But I've got all these other really fun memories on like my GameCube, my Wii, and the Wii U.
Well, it's not our fault you're poor and can't buy quality.
Ouch!
Damn! He is.
Damn.
Oh my God!
But I would say my favorite, just because of all the, well,
Wait a second. What the hell is that?
Perry.
Perry the Platypus.
Harry the Pelican? Is it a pelican?
Platypus.
He's a platypus.
Platypus.
Oh my God! Those eyes. Bulging.
Yeah, he's from Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
Good show.
Good show.
It is.
Never
Yeah.
seen it.
Well, that's because you're
What?
getting heathen!
Man, it's on Netflix, dude.
I was too busy worshiping Satan.
Clearly.
I'm just gonna say my favorite is the Wii. There we go.
So,
That's a
so
good-
your
that's a
favorite's
good-
the Wii, okay.
That is a good choice, British guy. What's our next thing we're talking about that I'm
Oh,
going to derail?
I haven't did my least favorite and most favorite yet. My most favorite is the Super Nintendo.
Huh, wow. Okay.
Not surprised, right? Yeah, I know.
Wait a second. Did you just say you didn't have one?
No, I've always had a Super Nintendo. I don't have it anymore.
Who's the guy that said they had a NES and then jumped past it to the 64?
I don't know.
Ooh.
That's the one that was Duo.
No, it wasn't me.
Huh?
Somebody said, oh, I had an NES and then I got the 64 and like I never got a Super Nintendo and we had a whole thing about it.
I think it was JaruJaru.
Yeah, that might have been me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Yes. Okay.
Continue.
All right. And my least favorite Nintendo console is N64.
I hate you.
Oh my God.
What?
Love you. Yeah. There was only a few games I liked for the N64. It was Smash Brothers and No Mercy.
Wow.
That was
The hell's No Mercy?
WWF No Mercy.
Fucking
I played
wrestling
that. That was a good
tie-in
game.
garbage? Oh my god.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, come on.
That was a good
Garbage.
game. That was a good game.
It was a great game.
There was Nitro, wasn't there? Nitro, WCW Nitro, and then
It was WCW
No Mercy?
versus
So wait.
NWO.
Do it.
WCW Revenge.
Yep.
So you didn't play Ocarina of Time on the 64?
I played Ocarina of Time on the GameCube.
Mm.
That's true. They did have that anniversary thingy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
owned that.
Yeah.
I owned like the
Master
thing that came with
Quest.
like every Zelda game ever.
It was like I could list so many games. Like freaking Rugrats Treasure Hunt Adventure was better than that noise.
Oh my god! I just remembered I owned a Rugrats game. Whoa,
Damn
that's
straight
like
you did.
up here.
I owned a couple for the PlayStation.
As you should.
I think they were my brothers, actually. I just played them.
Oh,
I don't
And
know.
someone was
a
asking me
bully at the job.
if I ever played Mario 64.
Yeah.
No.
How could someone this old be this unexperienced?
Okay, here's the
I
thing.
played Mario 64. Granted, it was on the DS.
Okay, here's the thing.
Explain.
I never owned an N64.
Then why are you even talking about it?
Because I had experience in playing it, so therefore I say it's my least favorite because I'm
Rights revoked.
I mean, I played other games on 64, but the only ones I actually enjoyed playing was No Mercy and Smash Brothers. That was it.
Man, whatever.
all right. All right. I'm up. Least favorite and most favorite Nintendo consoles. I'm gonna limit it to the ones I owned, since I don't want to talk trash about something I don't know about.
Like other
the
people.
original. All right. So I own the NES, I own the N64, the GameCube, the Wii, and I think that's it. Of those, least favorite's the NES. I mean, it was fun. I loved it. I enjoyed Mario, but that was it. That was the only thing. And most favorite, that's harder. Oh, that's really hard.
It is tough.
It's between the N64 and the GameCube, to be honest.
They are both very good.
Yeah. I guess I'll go with the GameCube just because I like the controller more.
Yeah, it's a good controller.
Yeah.
It's so good people won't stop whining until Nintendo makes new ones.
But yeah, I love just so many great games on both, of course. But GameCube in particular, it's just like I love Wind Waker. I loved Pikmin. Oh my god, I love.
I still have my GameCube somewhere. I don't know where though.
I had my GameCube. It's like right over there. Yeah, there it is. Hi.
Pet
And I
Animal
moved
Crossing.
recently. It's in a book somewhere.
Of course.
What else? Yeah, and there was others.
At least I still have it.
I think I had Mario Party, one of them. Yeah.
Mario Party 32.
32.
This one
Shake
played
up
just
the
with your mind.
Shake up the
Remember the
connoisseur.
first 17? They were
I
really
do.
good.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I'm of the unpopular opinion that Mario Party 1 is not the best Mario Party because it has way too many early installment problems. You can only hold one item, drop some deodorant. Don't worry about that. You can only have one item, and so many of those mini games are not as good as people seem to think they are.
Especially if you like the flesh of your hand.
Also true.
Oh yeah, the tug of war thing where you just
Several
did that
games.
with a controller.
Several games made you do it, and unfortunately, the Nintendo 64 analog stick was made out of hard plastic. Not really something it's designed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, use the controller in general long enough, and your thumb will start hurting.
Yeah.
That's why the GameCube controller is so much better.
Yeah.
Mario Party 3 was the best one.
I agree.
The first Mario Party
that
game
one
I
and
ever played
two.
was
Those
8.
are my two favorites, 2 and 3.
First
rest-
was 8?
Yeah.
Really?
Does time move backwards where you are?
It's like his favorite is 8, his least favorite is 2.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
I live to disappoint, I guess.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
don't worry about it. No, but yeah. All right, so that's consoles covered. We want to talk about favorite series.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
What the?
It is a physics spinner, Max.
My spinner isn't spinning. What happened, Spinner?
And Star with his.
The best
Good thing mine
spinners
still
are the
works.
one that don't spin. Oh, damn it! Damn it, Star!
Take
If,
that.
if Amber were here, she'd be pulling hers out.
I didn't even know this was. I didn't even know this was one of your triggers. This is just something I have on my desk anyway.
What a happy little coincidence, right?
I know, right?
I hate those things.
I'm tempted to get one just to piss off Duo.
I mean, it is fun.
I think there's one in my household. I'd find it if I had a camera and could show it off, but I don't.
Okay, so it doesn't spin as good as it does, but it still does it. Yay. Anyway, we were talking about favorite Nintendo series, yo.
All right.
Yeah, I have a top 3, really.
Okay, well then you best start talking. Go.
I want to throw in a 4th just because. Mario.
Of course.
Mario's 4th?
No, I'm not listing these in any order.
Oh, okay.
Like, we'd be here forever if I tried to do that.
I'm gonna give him a damn karate chop up in here.
Jesus. Yeah, so Mario Party. Wait, no, not Mario Party, just Mario in general. What the fuck is wrong with me today? Zelda.
Gotta love that Zoldu.
Pokemon.
He sounds like an evil Aztec god. Zoldu.
Mortal Kombat.
Look, I'm
Final Fight.
honestly, I'm
Okay.
I'm very, very disappointed that in a Link Between Worlds that the the alter universe version of Zelda was not Zoldo. Like, I get it, Hilda. Haha,
Yeah.
I see what you did there, but you should have gone with Zoldo. Could have called him Lonk. Would have been awesome.
I have to agree with that. Hilda was kind of like,
Like, I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
By the
You're
way,
purple.
It was a very good game though. Still,
Oh, absolutely. Totally, yeah. It's like, oh, they didn't name the alternate universe Zelda properly. To 0 out of 5. Out.
No Power Glove and Glover. 0 out of 5.
Pretty much, yeah.
Anyway, you were saying you're on the
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, the 4th one is Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Is that really even a series? I feel like that's more of a cheat. It's like, oh man, what's your favorite Nintendo series? Smash Brothers, because it's literally all of them. Like, well, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess that's an option.
Yeah. Man,
You know,
they got so many characters in Smash Bros. Nowadays.
Hold up, though. I just got to say something real quick, and it's mostly about
God.
Captain.
I
Something
think
about
we have another roast coming.
yeah, but it's not directed to any of you guys unless you cross me. Okay, here's the thing. It's about Captain Falcon. Okay. If Captain Falcon was never in Smash Brothers, nobody would care about him.
Truth.
That's unfortunately true.
I have to say that's true.
Nobody would be like, "Oh, when are we getting our new F-Zero? When's going to get a new F-Zero?" Nobody would be asking that. Nobody would care about the F-Zero franchise at all if Captain Falcon
You
didn't
could say
become
they have F0 interest in it.
Exactly. But the thing is, it's like they're not bad games. I'm not saying they aren't. It's just the reason people love it so much is because Captain Falcon is some kind of meme machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me your moves.
He doesn't say. Okay, another thing. It's not show me your moves. He doesn't say that. Listen to him. He's just saying show your moves. That's it. Show your moves.
Oh well.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I played F-Zero before I played Smash Brothers, and when I first heard about Falcon, I was like, "Who is this guy?" Until he had his car from F-Zero, and it's this
I
guy.
was that way with a lot of characters.
With the Super Nintendo F-Zero, you don't even know who's driving these things.
Yeah.
No.
It was like, this game has characters? What? I just thought they were cars.
Wait, I'm not driving a sentient car?
Well, I was like, what? Am I playing as the Blue Falcon? What?
By the way, sounds like Star's worst nightmare. That is
Flashbacks.
Though I'm not going to lie, though.
Flashbacks.
I do have to wonder what the world would be like if instead of Captain Falcon, you actually just played as the Blue Falcon in Smash Brothers, like the car.
You know, that reminds me of Fighters Mega Mix, where you can play
as Hornet car. Yeah, the Daytona car. So it's just like it stands up on its hind wheels and it starts punching.
Yes.
So
that's not fair.
Like I think the world might be a better place. I'm not saying we'd be at world peace, but it'd be possible.
That's fantastic.
Pure nightmare fuel.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're referencing the cars joke, and Max probably doesn't know what we're on about.
Nope. I don't know what's going on anywhere. Anyway, we're talking about favorite Nintendo series.
I'll tell you about it after we're done.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you about some favorite Nintendo series. So many of them are real good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh man, it's actually kind of hard to pick when you really try to have to whittle it down and what have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But obviously, of course, I like the Mario games and the Zeldas and the Pac-Man. Actually, that doesn't work. Yeah, Pac-Man could be either Pikmin or Pokemon. I realize, but I do like both. Yeah, no one likes Pac-Man. Get out of here with that.
You're not wrong.
Puckman.
Look, here's the thing about. Okay, I don't mean to go on another rant here, but the thing about Pac-Man, let me tell you.
Oh God.
It's like, I don't know. It's like he's an originator. He's the forefather, the grandfather, the Mac Daddy of the Patty Wacky. But then that's great and everything, and I respect everything he's done. But what's he doing now? Really, nothing. He's coasting. It's like, oh man,
Smash Brothers. That's what he's doing.
Retired.
No, I know exactly. I'm just saying. No, it's like he's coasting off his previous fame. It's like, hey, I'm Pac-Man. I ain't got to do nothing now. It's like, don't think I forgot those terrible games in that TV show. Those happened.
Oh God, don't talk about the TV show, man.
Don't just stand there with your weird little Pac-Man face and say, "Oh man, look at me, I'm great." It's like I remember.
Man, I remember seeing some speed run of some bizarre Pac-Man game where you're like
the thing about Pac-Man. Yeah, here's the thing about Pac-Man. Okay, dude, he got experimental.
Yes.
It's like, oh man, all right, what are we gonna do with Pac-Man? Well, we can't just have him doing the same thing he's always been doing. What kind of game is he gonna be? I don't know. Let's try a little bit of everything. He had a Mario Party clone at one point.
Yes.
Wow.
And you know how stupid of an idea that is? All right, let's talk about all the playable characters in the Pac-Man Mario Party clone. Okay, you got Pac-Man and you got the ghosts.
And that's it.
Now fight.
That's all you freaking got. Maybe they had Miss Pac-Man in there. That's just Pac-Man with a bow. It's like, man, all of these characters with their unique attributes. Anyway, other great Nintendo games. We're talking. I like the Fire Emblems.
I've never played a Fire Emblem.
Well, look, I don't have the time or the energy
God.
to get in on smacking you down even further. So
Does it help that I've played some?
Okay, good. It helps. But, look, just rewind, take whatever rant I had earlier at this guy, and just play it back, because we've established that you are bad at everything. Fire Emblem, that game series is amazing. Anybody who says otherwise is old. Man, what other? We got Animal Crossing. I'm just looking around my room trying to think of video game series that exist. Not too big on Star Fox, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Whoa!
I mean, it's okay.
It's coming back though, isn't it?
The most, like Star Fox the game is great, but Star Fox the series isn't exactly the most expansive.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Well, okay. Let's have a brief discussion about Star Fox. All right.
Okay.
And I do mean brief.
Okay.
Can we just stop and appreciate that literally 5 out of the 8 Star Fox games are Star Fox 64?
Yes.
Yeah.
The original Star Fox 64 is a remake of the original Star Fox on Super Nintendo, so that's basically the same thing. Then they remade it on the DS, then they remade it on the Wii U. They called it Zero, but it was the same game. You fought Andross on all the same levels. I don't understand why they did that. And honestly, you know what? It's not even that I dislike the Star Fox series. I'm disappointed by it because you know what? It had a grand thing going on here, all right? Sure, Star Fox Adventures was kind of iffy. It was a Zelda clone. They were trying to do something different, and I can appreciate that, okay? So they had new characters. They got Crystal. Peppy had to retire because he's getting dang old. So he takes over for General Pepper, and it is good. And then there's Assault. Assault was awesome. You never hear anybody ever talk about that. It has ground combat and air combat. You know that thing everyone's always talking about. Man, where do I want the air combat? It's in the game, dude. Seriously, there's an entire level on the dinosaur planet from Adventures, and you grab a rocket launcher and you're on the ground, and then everyone and your teammates are all like, "Oh, dang, get this dude off me up here!" And I'm like, Falco, I'm on the ground. What do you think we can do up from down here?" And he's like, "I don't know, but save me anyway." So you just got to bust out that rocket launcher and shoot those things down from the ground.
That's awesome.
That game was flipping awesome, and it had a multiplayer mode. You could run around with Slippy and a gun, just going. It was awesome.
For some reason, everybody bitches about it.
I don't know why. Assault was awesome. And then there was Command. There was Star Fox Command. And you want to know something? You want to know why I don't understand why people didn't like that game? It was Star Fox 2. It's the exact same type of game. And it's like, oh, and it has multiple paths and stories, and you recruit whoever you want. You want to recruit Andross's nephew onto your team? Go ahead. That's an option for you. I'm not even joking. You get Peppy's daughter up in here. She's like a school teacher, but like, oh dang, people are attacking the planet. Good thing I just have this ship. And it was a good game. A lot of the endings were crazy stupid. Do you guys know anything about the endings of Star Fox Command?
Wasn't there one where like Fox and Crystal had a kid?
Yeah, but that's one of the better ones.
No, there was one where I think Fox got his heart broken and it was just him and Falco.
Yeah, it was just him and Falco, but he had his heart broken, and he decided, you know what? I don't even want to be Star Fox anymore. So they both stopped. They both retired, and they turned their R-Wings into cars and started racing in the F-Zero circuit. And that was one of the endings.
Ground Fox.
Wow.
I'm not even joking. That was an actual ending.
I love the multiverse established by.
Oh yeah, no, there's a broad multiverse thing here. My favorite.
Was it confirmed that Star Fox and Metroid take place in the same universe a while back?
I'm pretty sure, and I would see no reason why it couldn't. Kirby's probably flying around out there somewhere too. Yeah, Samus was in one of the Kirby games. So yeah, totally. I mean, honestly, if you want to, connect the dots and the wires, every Nintendo series probably takes place in the same universe. But what was I even talking about? Something about Star Fox. Oh, right. The best one. Yeah, I think the best ending with that one. If you don't want to continue with the same roster of characters, is the sort of future sort of Star Fox, the next generation after the ones that we know. And it's Fox and Crystal's son, and Peppy's granddaughter, Slippy's son, and just Falco, because he's old and he doesn't have anything else to do. So he's still part of the team.
That does sound like Falco.
Which is funny. It's hilarious to me. It's like he never had any kids. He's just still flying. It's like, well, I guess I'll join the new kids. Why not? I got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
I'll take them under my wing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. And that's technically that's a pun, but a weak pun. I'm giving you out a 2 out of 5 on the pun scale.
Now you're rating your puns, dude.
Now, if you want to just stay, there's no continuation after Command, even though there's plenty of opportunity. Just pick any of them. I don't care. You want to go with the weird F-Zero ending? Then go with that one. I don't care. Just stop remaking Star Fox 64.
Yeah, I can understand that.
That's all I'm saying, yo. That's all I'm saying.
They haven't really been original with the Star Fox franchise.
And it's like, and I don't entirely blame Nintendo. I can't blame Nintendo for it, because every time they try to do something different, everyone yells at them. It's like, oh, we want a new Star Fox game. Okay, have Star Fox Adventures. We hate this. Make Star Fox 64 again. Okay. And it's like, well, all they do is make Star Fox 64. All right, well, how about here? We got Assault and Command. Those are fun games. No! I want Star Fox 64!
Anyway, so what are some of your other favorite Nintendo series?
Sounds like a lot of things that many games go through.
Earthbound's okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love Earthbound and all, but the gameplay is not exactly mind-bogglingly amazing.
Well, here's the
Mother
thing.
3 is better.
I think just the entire series in general. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Do not crucify me for that one, okay? Yeah. Earthbound is perfectly good. It's just nowhere near as mind-bogglingly amazing as everybody makes it out to be.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good RPG.
Yeah. And for its time, you know, when it was made.
No, for its time on the Super Nintendo, forget about it. Like, no, I'm not disparaging it. Do kind of wish the Mother 3 was, it stayed on track and ended up as a Nintendo 64 game. I think it would have been better then.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't actually played through it, but I know enough.
Yeah.
I've seen the beta footage of, Earthbound 64. Dope.
Yeah.
Got any other series? They got lots of series. Kirby! I forgot about Kirby.
Good old Kirby.
Love that guy. He's so tiny.
And dangerous.
8 inches.
Ball of death.
Just this tiny little pink dude, and he's like, "Yo, I'm small." And then the penguin guy comes up. It's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take your food," and he's all like, "What?" I don't think so.
The lore of Kirby.
Well, that's no. It goes right back to my Nintendo just doesn't care, and I love it strategy. It's like, all right, what's the plot of the next Kirby game? Something shows up and makes a mess of things, and Kirby's all like, "Damn, my strawberry cake! You ruined it. Now I gotta kill you."
I have to annihilate your entire army.
Like that's all it takes.
I will devour everything.
That is literally. I just. It's just the first game. It's like, all right, we've got this little Kirby dude. What's the plot? Well, there's this penguin, and he stole all the food. He stole all the food. All the food. How'd he do that? I don't know, but he did.
Who's making Waddle Dees, and how are they not extinct by now?
Right?
Seriously, he eats every single one of them, practically. God.
Yep. Yeah.
This
just don't question it. You just live with the story.
All right. Who's going next on their favorite Nintendo franchise?
Well, I love that Zoldo.
Exactly. Everybody loved the Zoldo. I wonder what happens if I type in Zoldo on Google.
Oh my God.
It's like Bizarro.
I'm really interested now.
Clone or something.
Earth Zero Zelda.
Just the Legend of Zoldo, a lunk to the post. A lunk to the future.
Oh, holy hell! There you are, Zoldo. What the actual hell is wrong with your face?
What?
She's got like a 5 o'clock shadow and a Mr. Bean face. Like, what is this?
What? I gotta see this.
It says the legend of Zorldo's lost time flute.
What?
Like, what is this?
What?
Who drew this?
A walk between Pennsylvania.
Please tell me someone else is seeing this mystery.
I don't want it in my brain.
The Legend of Zoldo, a long.
I might go a bit laggy here.
Okay.
But seriously, my favorite series has to be the Donkey Kong series, Donkey Kong Country series.
Yes, that's one of my favorites too.
Oh my God!
He's about to have an aneurysm or something.
Sounds like it.
Okay, from laughing.
I don't think I'm.
Oh my God!
You did this to yourself.
I didn't think it would be this amazing.
Oh my God!
He's opened up a whole new dimension.
It's like the CDI Zelda, but she has just a Mr. Bean face.
Can you send me this on Twitter or something?
Okay? You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna save this. I'm posting this on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, please do.
Oh my actual God!
You know
that is
Thornberry from
the Wild Thornberries. That was a good show. Not Nintendo though.
I have a Lonk from Pennsylvania fan art with Ganondorf having the facial structure of Mr. Thornberry.
Nigel Thornberry.
And it looks
freaking
At least the red hair works.
Zoldo.
Zoldo.
There you go.
Lonk's time flute.
Lonk's time flute. Hell yeah. I'd play it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's Kickstarter that son of a bitch.
I'm gonna go through all the stuff on Twitter to find this.
I am feeling tapped out. Someone else.
Okay.
Oh my God. Being the fiction now.
Okay. Like
what the hell happened to you, Zoldo?
Zoldo, hi. Lonk, you gotta save Zoldo. Okay.
Zoldo.
I'll go get my time flute. But here's the trick. He's not going to the past. He's going to the future. How does that involve saving Zelda? I don't know. But we're going to future Zelda, and that's right. That means Lonk's got a gun.
I've just seen it. I just saw
He's like the Terminator. He just pops into a friggin' gun
He's like,
store
"I am
in the
Lonk."
1980s.
Come with Lonk if you want to live.
He walks out with a Spaz 12 and a couple of Uzis. Are you Ganondorf? It's time to die, Ganondorf.
I am Ganondorf with my troll force of the poor.
The tree force.
He's the tree force of poor.
Oh dear.
What's that even mean? Can he poo trees?
I don't even know.
Oh God!
Is that his
We're on a different dimension, different
God.
level of thinking right now.
Oh, I need to stop looking at this picture.
Okay.
Okay. Seriously though, back to topic.
Back to topic.
Donkey Kong Country series.
Yes.
It's my favorite series.
That's a great series. I'm really glad that it's come back into the modern era with with Returns and Tropical Freeze. Great games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah, I've never played any Donkey Kong games.
Yeah,
Oh my God, man.
Whatever. Look, I don't have time or energy for this. I'm just gonna say, I love what Retro Studios is doing.
Yeah.
And if they want to make more Donkey Kong, that's 100% A-OK with me. But if they wanted to branch out and maybe take over a different franchise, I'm just saying. Apparently, someone else is doing Metroid right now. Hopefully, they do good. But it's just like, hey,
Retro's not doing Metroid?
I don't think so. No, I think Metroid Prime 4 is done by someone else. They're supervising it though, making sure all of it still connects. But don't worry, it's still gonna be good. Don't worry.
I only played Donkey Kong 64.
Well, that's a good game too, but it's also the least Donkey Kong Country game there is.
Yeah.
Is that
it's the Mario 64?
Yeah, it's Mario
Donkey Banjo Kong.
Pretty much. I mean, Rare did
it's a good game though.
Yeah, I let's play that. I let's play that game last. That game is way longer than you'd think it would be. That was like a 50 video plus series I made.
It was one of the first games I ever 100%ed too.
I never got it. Anyway.
How many collections?
Weakling, I got the 101%. Did you even get the secret banana?
I probably did. I just don't remember how many percentages up it goes because the original Donkey Kongs always did that. When you get like 102% on Donkey Kong Country 2.
That's true. Like if you get literally everything and you go back to like the mountain that had the Kremling. I had K-Lumsy up in there. There's like if you get all the banana fairies, I think they're like, yo, come over here, we got another banana. And
you
then
they give cheats that way too, I think, didn't you?
Yeah,
like cheats.
Like oh man, whatever happened to big head mode? Anybody remember that?
It died.
You just put in a code and boom, everyone's got big heads. Like, why do you want that? I don't know, but it's in the game anyway.
Yeah, and it was always called DK mode in every other game that it appeared in. Like,
if I ever somehow end up making a video game, I'm just gonna put in a bunch of esoterically random cheat codes. Shovel Knight did that. Now that I think about it, with butt mode and stuff.
Butt mode.
What?
Big butt mode.
Yeah, no. In Shovel Knight, if you put in a special code, it replaces anytime any character ever uses the word knight or shovel, it's replaced with the word butt. So basically,
you dig into the ground with your butt.
So like in the opening cinematic, it's like the great adventures of Shield Butt and Butt. Because both Shovel and Knight are butt, so you're playing as Butt. And it's like, oh no, here comes Tinker Butt. Like,
oh my god.
But there's like a bunch of codes.
The worst
Plague Butt, Spectre Butt, King Butt.
King Butt.
Polar Butt. Man.
Anyway.
The dark butt. Oh, yeah, it's juvenile. I don't care. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I don't have high standards for humor, so that's why I'm still laughing at everything that's said.
Ooh, people are talking about Fire and Ice. Ooh, it's a good movie.
Never played that game.
Love Fire and Ice.
I don't think they're wait, are they talking about the movie Fire and Ice, or are they talking about
the movie?
Something else.
How would I even know? I don't know.
It's an old. It's made in the old animation style, like the old Tolkien movies with Lord of the Rings.
Rotoscope.
Oh yeah, I love that old Tolkien movie.
Dang! Has anybody seen that weird? Oh man, like this is old. This is old stuff. Like I'm talking the infantry of the internet. But there's like this weird fan movie of like The Legend of Zelda, and it is like incredibly poorly animated, and it's like in 3D. It's like 3D models, and like Ganon is the only one with like a good model, but he's like this weird jiggling pig thing.
Oh my god!
And then when Link fights him,
talking about.
and when like Link fights him, like he destroys his cloak, and he's like in his underpants, and they constantly change, and it's like freaking Zelda doesn't. Her arms don't bend. She's like in a permanent T pose. And it's like,
is that the one where like Majora's Mask is there and it floats?
In it, and he like is like, oh, our alliance is over again, and he jumps out the window and he like rides a bike. Like, this is the thing. This is the thing, guys. I swear.
I'm gonna find this.
Please do.
Find
React to that thing if you can, dude, because it is surreal.
I can.
Are we talking about the Zoldo thing?
No, it's not Zoldo. No, this is a real thing. But this is like as close to real life Zoldo as you're gonna get.
I could probably do that tomorrow.
It's the purest form of Zoldo.
Okay, hang on. You guys talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna find this.
Okay.
Send me the link. I will react to it if you do it.
Okay, because the thing is, and like originally, way back, because this was so long ago that people had trouble verifying it, so everyone thought like, you guys remember Deke, like DIC?
Yeah.
Like they had the Mario and the Sonic cartoons and stuff.
Yes.
Like, people were able to like convince people that this was like some kind of Zelda movie they made.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen like occasional clips by people who are making references, and I've seen some of it. Yeah, it's
okay.
It's a little. No, let me rephrase. It is utterly insane.
Also, I didn't realize until I looked in the chat I unintentionally made a pun.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Yeah, when I asked for a link to this Zelda thing.
Oh,
yuck. The Avenger of Hyrule. No, that's not what I'm looking at, but it is cool seeing Captain America dressed as Link.
Well, both their shields are indestructible.
Yes.
True.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
in.
Wait a minute. What?
To be fair, I mean, Captain America's shield isn't indestructible, but you have
but
to
it's only by like cosmic or reality warping.
Right, you gotta like.
Stuff.
Oh, is this it? Is it The Legend of Zelda: the Light of Courage? I think it might be. Oh, it totally is. I forgot the Triforces talk in that movie.
So what's it called? Legend of Zelda.
It's The Legend of Zelda: The Light of Courage.
The Light of Courage. I'll
Yes.
check that out when I
Check
get
this out
there.
after the podcast.
God.
Yes.
And anybody, it's like segmented into parts, but don't worry, you can find all of them. And anybody who decides, oh, you know what, let's react to this, please do. I cannot stress enough. I need this in my life.
You know what? I will.
Thank you.
God, Tingle's there.
In
Okay,
fact,
I've seen the thumbnail, and good God, look at that anime.
but you know what? I posted this on Twitter. I will record it with this. It's a camera I bought for RTX London.
All right.
And
I'm-
and
you know,
Majora's
I
Mask
don't-
has, like giant fish lips.
He does.
The animation looks like Final Fantasy VII battles.
Oh, it's so much worse.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, but we'll set that aside, and people just stay tuned to reaction channels for it. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really
Anyway.
seeing this.
I think we're talking SpectralStar, your favorite game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, man. The series, it's one of the best musically and like platforming games I've ever played. And graphically, it was fucking like out of this world when it came out. It was mind blowing how they took like 3D models and put them on a 2D plane like that.
No,
I
absolutely.
don't even know how they did it, but
I don't know how they did it either, but by Jove.
I knew the game was great when I got underwater and I heard aquatic ambience for the first time in my life. And that just blew my mind how beautiful and soothing that melody is. And it's just so great of a game. And I mean, I can't really say much more than that. It's just amazing. And Donkey Kong Country 2, it gets even better with the music. The music is outstanding. The difficulty goes through the roof.
Yeah.
And you realize that, and then you're in brambles scrambling like, oh my God, what have I got myself into? But you still keep playing it and you love it. And by the third one, it started to kind of the series started to weaken a little bit by the third one, but I still loved it.
I did
It was
think
still
it was
amazing to me.
I always thought it was kind of weird, their character scheme. It's like, okay, so we got Donkey Kong and he's got Diddy Kong. And then in the next game, Donkey Kong is kidnapped, so he's got Diddy Kong and now we got his girlfriend, Dixie Kong. Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah. Like, most people like playing as Diddy more anyway, so, whatever. And it's like, it's a neat concept. And then the third one, well, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong have been kidnapped, so now we got Dixie Kong as the main character and her cousin, Kitty Kong. And I'm like, okay, now this is getting a little silly.
Yeah. So, did you keep thinking that Donkey Kong was going to come back or something? And
like,
be
was that ever on the table? I was like, okay, so hang on. Like, if there was a Donkey Kong Country 4, was Kitty Kong going to be like the main guy? Like,
and then they were all three kidnapped. And
like,
some other new characters.
PK Rules progressively just kidnapping more and more. Is like, there's just so many Kongs.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, Cranky.
I'm not kidnapping it anymore. Don't have the storage options. Like,
exactly. I do hope K. Rool comes back someday, though. It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I do like the new villains, though, too.
No, the new villains are great. It's great.
The seals and the otters and the Vikings and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Oh, that's just creative.
Yeah, I do miss K. Rool. I do miss K. Rool a lot.
I never played the games, but I have listened to the soundtrack extensively. And
good enough.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
yep.
It's good. And I particularly liked King K. Rool's theme, his boss theme.
Oh, hell yeah. Hells to the yeah.
But
best video game music in the history of video games, in my opinion.
I don't know if I'd say that much, but I would say it's very high up there.
Yeah, like top 10, maybe.
Totally.
Yeah. But anyway, so, all right.
We have been doing this for like 2 hours now. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's like average for us.
Yeah.
I looked out. The furthest we've ever gone is like nearly 3.5 hours, and that was the one with Riz.
Yeah, that might be a little too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Duo Dreamer. What's your favorite series?
Yeah.
My favorite series, of course, it's Mario. I've also liked the Metroid series. Not much on the Metroid.
None of us mentioned that.
Not much on the Metroid Prime. I wasn't a big fan of Metroid Prime, but I was more of the side-scrolling Metroid games, both for the Super Nintendo, and also Game Boy Advance.
Now, let me tell you about a real classic. It's called Other M.
Oh, man.
Now, I just want to say about Other M. The story, yeah, terrible. Fine. Gameplay was actually fun.
Yes.
I'm right there with you, man.
100%.
Like, the gameplay, perfectly great. It was awesome. You, like, did flips and you, like, got Ridley in a headlock. It was cool.
It was cool.
Just the story.
Ridley
like
in a headlock.
I just don't know why they went with that story. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, just like skip, like, spam the skip cutscene button, and it's great.
I also love Zoldo.
Yes!
I don't want to say Zoldo. The only game I didn't like from that franchise was the second game ever made.
The Adventure of Link?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad game, but they were trying to be a little maybe too ambitious with their innovating.
Right. And this might be obscure to a lot of people. I did like Pilot Wings.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stage in Smash Brothers. People are at least vaguely aware of it.
Right. And of course, Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong Country, and I also love the Mario Kart games. So those are.
Who doesn't love those?
Yeah, those are.
Anybody who says they don't like Mario Kart is somebody who was unfortunate enough to be stuck with like Crash Bandicoot.
Ow!
I had Crash Bandicoot when I was growing up.
Although admittedly, Crash Team Racing is a good game. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm just saying people saying it better than Mario Kart. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, here's a quick question: should Sonic be included as a Nintendo franchise now? What do you guys think?
He's definitely kind of almost in there.
Yeah, it's like any.
Yeah, I've heard like. There was a Nintendo magazine I read like way back where they even said like, yeah, Sonic just feels like a Nintendo character.
Right, at this point, it's like you can play Sonic games on pretty much any console, but at this point, it feels like he's more closely linked to Nintendo than anything else.
Yeah, because he's had like quite a few exclusives with just...
Yeah, he's had exclusives, and he's like, look, whether you like the Olympics games or not, they're with Mario. That's a major collab.
That's fun.
I like them. But that's an entire thing right there, and it's like he basically, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in Smash Brothers for the rest of time at this point.
Please.
Yeah,
He's like a mainstay. So like
He is my main in Smash Brothers.
so while he isn't technically a Nintendo character, and I don't think anyone's ever going to be feeling totally comfortable calling him that, it's almost certainly yeah.
It's like he's not, but he may as well be.
Yeah, I've thought for ages, like years now, that the best thing that can happen to Sonic and Sega is for them to be bought by Nintendo. Just
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God.
Like,
do you have any idea how many series Sega has that I want to see come back that they just do not bother with?
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim.
I'm down for
Oh, yeah.
I'm down for Earthworm Jim. I'm down.
Who else do they have? Billy Hatcher. There's
Billy
Alex
Hatcher.
Kidd.
They've got Jet Set Radio.
Yep.
Alex Kidd.
Jet Set Radio.
Kidd.
Forgot about
Yep, they do. Alex Kidd. They have Opa. I'm just thinking about the racing game and all the characters that you could play in that.
Samba de Amigo.
Samba de Amigo. Ah, yay.
No one ever talks about Knights.
That's because it's not that good.
It was in Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, well, good for him. You want to know why he was in Sonic Adventure? Because nobody cared about his own game.
Yeah.
Although Christmas Nights, now there's a classic.
No.
It's the same game, but with Santa hats.
Okay, so yeah, Duo Dreamer. Question answered. It's practically a Nintendo character at this point.
Yep.
I think I'm all set now. I'm all set with telling you my favorite franchises and stuff. Because I can't think of other franchises from Nintendo I actually enjoy. Are we talking about exclusive from Nintendo or any game from Nintendo?
I mean, that's generally the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, you know what I just realized? No More Heroes is a Nintendo series. Huh.
That's weird.
I just realized that was never ported onto anything else.
Wow.
Huh.
That's kind of
Weird.
bizarre.
That is, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway. Anything else?
To me.
Are there any other... Oh, sorry.
I don't think I've done mine yet, or unless I forgot, which is possible. My favorite Nintendo series. Well, it would probably be, Zoldo. I mean, come on. But aside from them, it would probably be like, I love Pikmin. Pikmin's amazing.
Pikmin 2 was so great.
I know. And I love the multiplayer. I love playing with my brother.
Pikmin 3 kind of disappointed me in a couple ways, because there's a post game to Pikmin 2, and there's so much stuff you can go out and do after the game is over. And with Pikmin 3, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go save Olmar, and then I'll come back and get some other stuff. I didn't realize the game was just going to flat out end.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Pikmin 1 was great, despite its, limited, relatively, content. But it was awesome the way that they expanded. I didn't like contracting.
Yeah, Pikmin 3 seemed like a step backwards.
Yeah. I'm sure it's still a great game and all. But...
Oh, no, it's absolutely amazing, but still.
But, yeah. So, yeah, I love Pikmin. I love Zoldo. I'm not...
It is forever known as Zoldo now.
Yeah.
Okay, how many jokes is that we've made? There's a Zoldo. Gotta take a Patrick Stewart. Trying to think of others.
Probably be
this one wasn't my fault though.
Of all of Nintendo's properties. But yeah, Zoldo, Pikmin. What else? What other games have they made? I can't remember them off the top of my head.
We've got Mario, Zelda, Star Fox, Pikmin, Metroid, Earthbound, F-Zero, Star Fox.
Sounds like you're trying to make a song out of this.
Yeah, I thought it was a song. I thought you were gonna rhyme or something.
I know, I was almost trying to do it, but I can't make anything rhyme like that. But they've got a lot. They got Kirby, and they have Fire Emblem, and they have Pokemon, and man, it's
Yoshi.
Yoshi's technically his own series. Wario's technically his own series. Donkey Kong is his own series. It's kind of crazy how that works.
And they all unite in sports and party games.
Basically,
F-Zero.
Basically, rub elbows with Mario long enough, and you just might get yourself a spin-off.
Yeah.
Daisy sitting on the corner, still crossing her fingers.
Yeah.
Well, she did have one game though. She did have one game.
Well, she was in Super Mario Land, and now she's in Super Mario Run.
No, she was in Super Mario. No, it was Super Princess Peach for the DS,
Daisy was not in that.
but not Daisy.
No.
I
I thought we were
hearing
talking. Excuse me.
There's a DS
On a
game.
lighter
There's a DS game called Super Princess Peach where you play as Peach and you save Mario and Luigi. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I know. I just
But-
never
yeah,
heard of Daisy being in it.
Yeah, Daisy is not in it. I've played it.
They did bring Pauline back though.
They did
From the
bring
old
back.
Donkey Kong
Okay,
games.
I like how they brought Pauline back before they gave Daisy her own game.
that yes, that irritates me. And don't even get me started with Rosalina. But here's the thing. It's like, oh, it's Rosalina. Let's put her in literally everything. Oh man, is she like, okay, we're gonna make a super secret character in our 3D world game. It's like, who's gonna be playable? It's like, we got Mario, we got Peach, we got Luigi, we got a Toad, and let's put Rosalina in there. It's not like, there's somebody else who could also fit that role who's been around for over a decade longer.
We need some more characters in Smash. Who else could we put in?
Friggin' Rosalina. Okay, no, I need
Who
to
else
get
can
off.
we have in Mario Kart?
Well, hang on. Okay,
The salt.
I am totally down to have Pauline become a mainstay. Like if she wants to hang out in like the Mario parties and the Mario Karts, I'm down for that. We need more women in Mario series, and why not? Although it does kind of irritate me that nobody seems to realize that this isn't like the first time Pauline has been back since the old days. She shows up in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. And that's where she got this new design in the first place.
Yeah, she's old school.
Yeah. Either way, I'm cool with her staying.
I think with Pauline, it kind of makes me think of Oswald the Rabbit in that one Mickey Mouse game. Like, no one knew who Oswald the Rabbit was until that video game came out. And
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
Well, unless you were an animation nerd like me. But yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so my three favorite games or series from Nintendo are Zoldo, what was the other one? Pikmin and Animal Crossing. I like those three. Those are my favorites. But I'm also a heathen who's barely played anything, so
The heathen.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Also known as the uncultured swine. I go a lot of names.
Uncultured.
Quick question. We were talking about certain characters from Mario that was getting their own games, like including Wario and Donkey Kong. Did Bowser get his own game yet?
Technically,
Well,
in
Bowser's
Mario,
Inside Story.
Bowser's Inside Story
Story.
It is part of the Mario and Luigi series, but the bulk of the game is spent playing as Bowser, and ultimately it's him who does save the day.
It's amazing too.
It's a very good game.
Which game?
Such a
again?
good story.
It's called Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
I think it's the best one out of all those.
I'd say
RPG games.
I'd say it probably is too. But
that game is what made me hyped for Bowser being in a death battle. I was like, I want to see him do a star punch on some fool. That did not happen. But
yeah, we don't have to talk about that. The point is, play Bowser's Inside Story. It's awesome. He gains the ability to inhale people.
Which console is that for?
Like Pac-Man.
DS.
Or not Pac-Man.
The DS? Okay.
Kirby.
Koibi. His name.
Koibi.
Koibi. Get out of his way. The punch baby in the.
Man, I love the Hispanic Meta Knight. Dun, 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 just Kirby.
Oh yeah, he was like Antonio Banderas in the cartoon. That was amazing. Why didn't they
I
keep
love that. People make fun of that, but I thought it was awesome.
I love boisterous Southern DDD and Hispanic Meta Knight. Those were perfect choices. Those were amazing.
DDD sounded Southern.
Yeah, he sounded like,
I
gotta go grab that damn Kirby. It's like
Hell yeah, I need to watch this now.
yeah, watch the Kirby anime. It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
an anime?
I love that as a kid.
Yeah, it is.
You didn't know Kirby had an anime?
I did not. I thought it was like a cartoon until you said anime or something, just like an American cartoon.
I mean, it was made in Japan and it's like CG-ish, but it is an anime.
Right.
And
I never noticed that was CG-ish. I was too young to pick up on it.
In Kirby versus
Have to check it
in Kirby versus Majin Buu, we use a lot of footage from that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
I had no idea.
If you watch that and you're like, I don't know where that's from, that's from the anime. That's where we pulled the information of the inside of his stomach being an endless dimension of reality.
And him punching someone to the sun. And
yeah, that's the frying pan.
With the frying
throws
pan.
it. Yeah, that's all in the cartoon. It's awesome.
yeah, it's awesome.
My legs.
I'll check it out.
No, and then there was like some like what are those called? Like those giant like Eastern Island head things, and it like held onto a star for him.
Yep.
Like I don't even know what that was about.
Oh yeah, whenever he needs the warp star, he calls out to it, and like a giant moai head belches it out and flies towards him. It's great.
That was bizarre.
It's like warp star. Blah.
Wow. Anyway,
since we're talking about TV shows based on Nintendo games,
I want them to try again.
Yes,
because here's the thing: the problem was they did it too early. Because and back in the day, when Super Mario Brothers 3 and World were coming out, none of the characters really had established personalities. So whenever they were making a cartoon about them, they were just kind of free. They were just kind of freewheeling with it. They were just kind of throwing things out there. I guess this is what we'll do. And that's how you get like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and stuff. They didn't know what to do because they didn't really have any guidelines. But now all of the characters have very concrete and make sensing, personalities and the like. And you could easily make an amazing Mario cartoon nowadays.
Yes, I agree.
And if you don't believe me, you can just check out the intros to Mario Toadstool Tour and Power Tennis, where it's basically they're basically short cartoons before the game starts.
I've seen that intro for the Toadstool Tour. I have that game.
Yeah,
I think.
So basically, they're just short cartoons, and they're all really good. So they could totally do it. Yeah. The Legend of Zelda would make a great series now.
Oh yes.
Excuse me, princess.
Back in the day, yeah, you beat me to it. But it's funny. Back in the day, I actually had a comic.
I'll be right back, guys.
And it was just like a short comic book that was just like part of Link's adventure. And it's like he had to trick some of those moblins or whatever they're called, and so he like made a fake himself, like a fake dummy of himself with a bomb for a head. And they like went to get him, and then they exploded and he killed him. It was a very short comic, but I loved it. I thought it was cool.
In fact, very recently, they made us like a Star Fox animated like short.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really good. And they could have totally made a series out of Star Fox. Yeah. And there's also
I forgot about this.
There's also I don't know how many people saw it, but like on the Wii U, there's like 3 short cartoons centered around Pikmin, and they're also really good. You could make a show out of Pikmin if you wanted. It would totally work.
Yeah.
Ironically. What I find really kind of odd is that the 2 most successful ventures when it comes to adapting their video games into shows are the ones that nobody ever talks about, which is Kirby and F-Zero. F-Zero had an anime.
I know.
it's where the Galactic Falcon Punch came from.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that clip.
Anyway, but yeah.
Also, so I just got reminded of this in the chat. Kira brought up there were rumors about Netflix wanting to make a Zelda show.
They do. We don't know anything. We don't know anything else other than they have an interest in it. We can hope, and if Nintendo is like a part of it, and they make sure things don't get too weird, then
as long as it's not literally Hand of Gamelon bad, it will be enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the Castlevania series.
Why are you Oh yeah, that was actually really good too. Why are you showing us Super Mario Brothers 3? We've been there.
Oh, this the series.
Oh, it's the series. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were just showing off.
Oh, this.
I was like, oh yeah,
I'll be back.
Oh, there it is.
Oh man, back when Peach had.
I even have this abomination.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wait. Are we pulling out DVDs of shows we have? Okay.
I get mine, but I don't own DVDs anymore. So
I haven't unpacked all of mine. I've got some just over there, but they're not Nintendo related in the slightest.
Yeah.
What do you have here?
SpectralStar was abducted. Ripped.
Oh God, he's gone.
I've got the entirety of the Kanto.
Oh
saga
my God!
Of Pokemon. It comes in 3 boxes. Each box has 3 DVDs each.
Wow.
And I have watched through them all.
Nice.
I also have the Orange Islands.
Yeah. You know what? I went back and watched.
No, I actually I remember seeing on Twitter that there was a Blu-ray of the entire Pokemon anime like coming out at some point.
At some point, but the thing is, that's quite the undertaking.
It's like over 100 discs.
Yeah.
Like
Jesus.
There's like a bazillion episodes.
Yeah, but on the topic
Nearly
of the
1,000.
Pokemon anime, I went back and watched some of it not too long ago for my prediction for the Lucario versus Renamon, and that show was way better than it had any business being.
Yes.
Like, it was way better than it needed to be. It's like, I was watching some of the later series, like, I don't know their names, but some of the more
Black
modern,
and White.
Yeah.
Diamond and Pearl is probably where you would find Lucario most.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, just like the fight scenes are actually pretty good.
A Lucario in Black and White?
Yeah, probably. Lucario became a weird kind of quasi-mascot of the modern era, so he showed up a lot.
And an X and Y.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was just watching some of these fight scenes, and stuff. They're actually really good. Like, they're better than many Dragon Ball fights. Like,
They are.
Oh, yeah.
No, the animation now, okay, in the Sun and Moon anime, a lot of people are like, they rag on the character design, and it is wiggity whack. I'll agree with that.
It was a bit of a drastic change.
It is, but the animation itself is bizarrely fluid and beautiful.
From what I've seen,
it's god tier. I love it. So good.
Like I watched the episodes that had Brock and Misty come back for a little while, and there's like, oh my god, this is actually kind of amazing.
And I noticed in that episode they had them do poses from like the Gen 1 games.
Yeah,
Brock doing that.
Brock does. He rips his shirt off and he does this, which is what he did in the
I loved that.
And
awesome.
Misty did the exact same thing. It was just my god.
Nintendo made two types of shows. They were either amazing and continue to persist to this day, like Pokemon, or they were Mario and Luigi's Super Show. Like, there was no difference. Like, oh my god, that Donkey Kong show.
I love that Donkey Kong cartoon. Shut your heathen face.
That was a good.
He has an amazing singing voice.
Donkey Kong is an unsung talent. He has he is a beautiful man voice, and you will respect him.
I respect it. When I heard it in my reactions, Donkey Kong versus Knuckles, ripped my childhood, I applauded it.
Yeah, because it's good. I don't care. It's like, the songs are about stupid things, but they're like, they're good.
Yeah. All right, who remembers this show?
Captain N.
The Game Master.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It's Captain N. People like to make a big deal out of it, even though it was kind of stupid and awful, and it just sort of faded away from time, and I don't really care to remember
it was a masterpiece.
No, it was not.
It was good.
Okay, let me do my Mega Man impersonation. Oh, hi there, guys. I'm Mega Man.
It's gonna be a mega terrific.
It's gonna be a mega day, let me tell you.
Oh my god, I've seen some of this.
Yeah, that's what. Also, Mega Man is green.
Yeah.
Simon Belmont is a prima donna. It's like, I'm Simon Belmont. And then you've got freaking Pitt, who isn't even Pitt. His name is just Kid Icarus in that. And he ends every word with Icus at it.
What?
Like, Captain N, you are the dumbest goddamn show.
It's nostalgic for me, okay? You'll be quiet.
Like, seriously, the main villains. What are our main villains going to be? We're going to have Mother Brain. Samus only shows up in one episode, by the way. So Mother Brain is the main antagonist of the entire series, and our henchmen are the Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo.
Wow.
It's like they threw darts at like an idea board. It's like, yep, all right, that's the villains. Like, I don't think Little Mac ever showed up in that show.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
But and I forgot, King Hippo is like bright blue.
Bright blue.
Yeah.
He looks like a Smurf.
Hey, Star's back.
Why does Mother Brain look like that one face person from Doctor Who?
Because they had no idea what they were doing. The people who made that show had no clue what they were doing. They just had a bunch of vague character designs, and they just decided, okay, let's do a thing. We give a Letterman jacket and give him a zapper. Zip, zip. And good for you, buddy.
Also, Game Boy was a character in it, too.
Yes.
The Game Boy.
The Game Boy.
Wow.
Who was a Game Boy.
We talking about Captain N?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh my god, they write on it like it's a board.
Yeah, they do.
Like a flying carpet.
Yep,
Friggin' Mega Man, I'm Mega Man, or whatever.
Yeah, there it is. Horrible. See, I was doing an impression of that earlier to make fun of the fact that this old man with his old ways has a DVD of that nonsense.
Oh, no.
Why?
You know, on the topic of characters with terrible voices, I had to go watch the 80s TMNT cartoon, and Jesus Christ, Krang, his voice. He just slurps everything. He's just like, I'm going to kill the Teenage Mutant Ninja.
It's like he's a pterodactyl with a huge saliva issue.
Yes. Like in the comics, I could like decently respect his character. In the show, not at all. It was just like, oh my god.
Here's the thing. In
So
the newest series, the mother Krang, the Krang that spawns all Krang, is voiced
Krang
by
Prime.
Roseanne. Yeah, is voiced by Roseanne Barr.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, and Krang Subprime was voiced by Gilbert Gottfried.
Yes, he was.
Oh my god.
Hey, can I just point out a
So-
pun in the chat I think Max will appreciate?
What's that?
Captain N is absolutely not enjoyable.
It's not. It's terrible. It is absolute garbage.
Oh man.
Try and
Just
find
like the
somebody.
Super Mario Super Show.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
You know, you want to know what's terrible? The live-action Mario, Super Mario Brothers.
That movie.
Okay.
I knew that was going to get brought up eventually.
Okay,
Yeah, it has to be brought up. It has to be brought up, man.
let's very briefly just throw this out of the way, okay? All right,
Okay.
yes, that movie happened, and despite the fact that Nintendo and Shigeru Miyamoto had like ideas and things that they wanted, the studio decided, no, get out of here. We don't care what you think. We're just going to make a movie. And
Idiots.
it turned out the way it did. Like, I don't even understand. They had tried to explain everything with like quasi-science, like, oh, the Mario Brothers are good at jumping because they have like these super boots. Like,
Yeah.
and they like fly around. Dennis Hopper is Bowser. I don't understand. Like Yoshi is a monkey. Yoshi is a straight up raptor. Like they don't try to cutesy him up at all. They don't even put him in shoes. Yoshi is just a raptor.
Not even big enough to ride.
You can't even ride him. He's just this tiny little dinky little dude. And he's like, oh, hi there, Yoshi. And he's all like, because he's a freaking raptor.
Also,
It's all slimy.
also Luigi gets the princess, which was crazy.
Yeah, for some reason they
And
chose
it was
to have,
Princess Daisy.
yeah, it was Daisy in that one, except she wasn't a princess, she was an archaeologist. Because reasons.
Every girl was an archaeologist back then, I guess.
Yeah, that was weird. That seems like to be the go-to.
It fitted the demographic, man.
I guess so. I am
Bitch
very
dirt,
tired
huh?
now. My voice is kind of angry. I don't talk this much usually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Beard is strength.
It
again.
was said that Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo did not enjoy making that movie.
No, Bob Hoskins was drunk
Yes.
Yeah.
He hated it.
to get through
He was
it.
in denial. Yeah.
No, okay. I don't know if it was Bob Hoskins or Dennis Hopper, but either way, at one point, one of them, their son, asked them why they did the movie, and they said in return, so you could afford new shoes, basically, because like I had to do it because I needed money, and they responded, "I don't need shoes that badly."
Yeah.
That's an actual
Hey,
story.
Dennis Hopper
Yeah.
is amazing in that movie, though. He's just
No,
so funny
yeah.
to
No,
watch.
he's
He's just
absolutely astounding. He's having a fun time. He's like he knows this movie is
insane.
absolute garbage.
Monkey.
Monkey
monkey.
with his de-evolution ray. Good God.
Friggin' Water World.
His de-evolution ray.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, man, Bowser, you got to bring that back. I want the new Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey. He's gonna bust out the de-evolutionizer,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
and
Yo,
everyone's gonna
real
be all like,
people.
"Yo,
He turned into Goombas.
oh my God, the Goombas!" It's like, all right, what is
Open up a can of worms there.
what is a Goomba? A Goomba is a tiny creature with a very tiny little body and a gigantic head. So what do? They make these giant hulking monstrosities with pinheads.
Littlest heads possible. Why?
Yeah.
And Toad was a
Because crack.
street
What?
musician.
Yeah, Toad was
Toad
just
was
some
the
dude.
evolved.
Bugs.
Yeah, just
And that was just his nickname. He was Toad.
Yes.
Like, oh, hey, Toad. Ah, I'm playing my bongos. Like, okay, good for you.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
man.
And also the funny thing, Big Bertha was a fish, and they named that big woman Big Bertha.
Yeah, the giant fat black woman, because,
Yeah.
you know, that's tasteful.
Mm.
He was
like,
always
oh.
trying to get at that rock between her boobs all the time. And it's like,
Yep.
what the hell?
That was the scene they decided to make.
Hey, you want to see Mario sexually assault somebody? Well, here's your movie.
Fun fact: no, I don't.
Although I have to say the outfits for the Mario Brothers was actually, it looked good to me.
Considering that Super Mario Brothers, I don't even think Super Mario Brothers 3 was out by that point.
No, it was.
It was because Yoshi was in it, so Super Mario World at least had to have been out. Okay, well, considering that's all they had to work with, and they refused any help from actually Nintendo, I mean, you know, they did. It's creative. I'll give it that.
Could you imagine how crazy a real live adaptation would be of the game? Like how insane it would be to write something like that. And
look,
have effects
I don't look if they want to make another live action Mario movie, but it's to the T, identical to the games. I am so down for that.
I would be.
It's going to be a trip, man. It'll be a trip
based off the movie.
Yeah,
like, I want Super Mario Brothers the movie, the game. Like,
well, it worked for Street Fighter.
That would look like.
Yeah, I remember Street Fighter the movie, the video game, which was
like you'd think that as soon as they came up with that name, Street Fighter the movie, the game, they were like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't.
No, that would be the smart thing to do.
It was a video game based on a movie that was based on a video game.
So it's like it went through one decompression machine. So now it's all full of artifacts and everything. And then they decided, okay, let's throw it through it one more time, and let's make sure we save it as like a .mpeg. Boom.
And let's make it look like Mortal Kombat too on top of it.
Because, you know, that's popular. So let's just have CGI. Yeah. Let's have digitized fighters.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, who should we get to play Guile, the most American person to ever exist in a video game? A Belgian.
I don't know why they did that.
He couldn't speak English properly.
No.
Couldn't do the accent or anything.
I will give the movie, the game, one little bit of credits, though. Because Akuma was in it, even though he wasn't in the movie.
Yes, he was.
So the fact that Akuma showed up in that game was like, okay, this is still really stupid, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it has Akuma. Like, come on. Akuma's great.
It's like you had a dude straight up dressed as Akuma. He had the crazy hair and the huge beads around his neck. I don't know who the guy they got to dress up as Akuma, but like I hope that guy is living a fantastic life because I salute you.
He played Akuma.
Yeah, it's pretty sad that the Super Mario Bros. Movie was the closest thing to a leading role Daisy has ever gotten.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the closest she's ever gotten.
Who should direct the Zelda movie?
Martin Scorsese.
I forget. I'm not good with real people.
Steven Spielberg. Oliver Stone. I'm trying to name every director that. I'm trying to name every director that I can think of that isn't dead, and not Michael Bay. So.
Keep Michael Bay away from franchises. Thank you.
Oh my God, that would be so horrible.
Those Ninja Turtle movies, those are, they're very good. Yes, very good.
Like,
I like him.
Legend of Zelda.
I did like
the Michael Bay.
Well, I didn't. The joke was they're so terrible that I hate them so much that I'm pretending they're good. But now now that we have outed you as even more preposterously bad at taste.
Hey!
Thankless Johnny here.
Like, hey, what if the Ninja Turtles were aliens that looked like Shrek if you sat on them?
My God, they are aliens in a way because of the ooze was alien oriented. So technically, you know,
I thought the ooze was like made.
Just nothing.
It was
Good.
made by Krang.
Shaking his head.
Raphael, let's make sure he's like 8 feet tall and weighs as much as a small car.
They are trying to make it more like the original cartoon show, though, which that's the only part I really care most for.
I actually did like seeing Bebop and Rocksteady, though, because it's like, okay, like I knew this was going to get really stupid, but once I heard that they were going to show up, I was like, okay, I'll watch their scene at least, because that is going to look so stupid. It's great.
Sadly, they only fought once, but
it was still something.
Yes.
But yeah, no, if Michael Bay directed The Legend of Zelda, you can bet he would get the max size bomb bag really early.
Yes.
Mark Wahlberg as Link. Hey, Zelda, we gotta go.
Dude, don't
We gotta
joke.
get out of here.
Vin Diesel is Link.
I see Vin Diesel as Ganondorf.
Megan Fox is Zoldo.
That would be so weird.
Because,
Zoldo.
because for some reason, he casts her in everything, regardless of whether or not that's a good idea, and it never is.
She's still got
Nicolas
black hair or
Cage,
something.
the Zorro King.
I still had a problem with her playing April O'Neil. I actually wanted
Nicolas Cage is who?
As the King Zorro.
Nicolas Cage is the King Zora?
Yes.
Oh man, who's playing Jabu Jabu then?
Oh, geez.
I would love to see like Richard's voice acting for.
I want
Nicolas Cage.
Jabba Jabba to be
Cage.
played by
I'm a
Christopher
fish man.
Walken.
I'm Nicolas Cage or something like that.
Oh, okay, no. As long as there has to be a half-hour sequence of Nicolas Cage dressed up as a giant fish man moving out of the way.
Shooting. Nicolas Cage.
He would
Nicolas
do it.
Cage.
He would
I'm
do
Nicolas
it,
Cage. Just scoots over and says that.
Heck.
That's his only scene, too.
That's his only scene.
They walk in,
Like, he just
does
shows
that.
up and he's like in the way, and Link asks like, "Yo, could you get out of the way?" "Oh, right, sure." And then he just sort of slowly scoots himself for half an hour as Link progressively gets more and more exasperated by it.
He's asleep by the end of it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
and I want Jabu to be played by Christopher Walken.
Hello.
Guys, we're gonna have to wrap this up real
Yeah.
soon.
Because I'm very
Yeah.
tired. But
Yeah.
hello, I am Jabu Jabu. I got a jellyfish in my belly. Gotta go get it. I
And
have
the
a
only
boomerang.
cure
is more
is more-
boomerang.
more boomerang.
Like I ate a boomerang just in case. You should find it.
Who's the
Okay,
next?
so
I don't know, but I think Only Mate just disappeared.
you only
He died.
mate.
His
No, he's
wallpaper
gone.
killed him.
Yep. He was in too deep. All right, well, that seems like a good time to stop.
Yeah,
We've
But,
been busy for a while. This was fun.
it was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Max of Few
Hey.
Trades, for coming here and
No problem.
talking with us about Nintendo. Even though there were a couple of times we went off topic, but that's normal.
Yeah.
for
And everyone
the
got
podcast.
roasted. Like, everyone's going to the burn ward. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, feel free.
Don't be,
Feel free.
dude, don't be sorry, man. It was entertaining. Okay.
it was very,
Okay.
It was
Feel
great.
free to invite me anytime. This was fun.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Thank
And-
you, sir.
Your mate is still. He lost
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah,
He
he's
can't
straight
get
up
back
gone.
in.
That's
All
fine.
right.
This is the perfect place to stop.
Yes. But anyway, guys, for those who are still with us, thank you very much for watching our podcast. I think it was like, how long we've been on it? Almost 3 hours now, talking about Nintendo and just bullshitting and busting each other's balls and whatnot. But that's what we do in the Nerd Bender podcast. You know?
My favorite one yet. Definitely.
Yes. Yes.
Sweet.
So
And,
I had content to talk about for once.
yes. And
give us an
also,
opinion from the show you haven't watched. Like,
next month when we get back to the podcast, Richard will be back.
Yay.
He will be back, and the topic is going to be on Spider-Man. So I hope you guys are ready for us talking about.
I'll tell you about
Oh,
that
man.
Spider-Man. He's a menace, and I don't like him.
Okay, JJ. Oh,
oh,
he's
He's gone.
gone.
He's gone.
All right, but anyway,
that was
I
his
wanna-
final word on the topic.
Yes. But anyway, guys, I want to say thank you all for joining us, and please subscribe to our channels, including Max Few Trades' channel. His link to his channel is in the video description, along with JaruJaruJ. Please subscribe to him and subscribe to all of us.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, great to have you guys. So I want to say take care, always dream big, and hope to see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. How long can I hold this note? I'm just kidding. I'm done.